Official placings, race 1, the New Zealand Trotting Hall of Fame mobile pace. 813267. 813267. Horse 8, Start Dreaming, paced the 2200 metres in 241.79. A mile rate of 158.3. Last 856.7, the 427.8. The margins 1.5 lengths, a half length, a neck. 813267, race 1, the New Zealand Trotting Hall of Fame mobile pace.
Fanfare plays out for Start Dreaming, picking up the performance incentive bonus tonight on the confirmation of our judge Graham McLennan. Start Dreaming, American Ideal, Simply Divine Bay 3-year-old filly. She was very good in the Northern Oaks, runner-up there and behind the Orange Agent since their 2 mighty impressive wins. Studhome Bloodstock Limited, along with MB Jeffries, the owners, Studhome Bloodstock Limited, and GF Gimlet, the breeders. Barry Purdon trained at Clevedon. David Butcher doing the driving back at the head of the field. Gilbert Miles down there for the Auckland, for the New Zealand Trotting Hall of Fame. Auckland Trotting Club steward David Turner also in attendance. One She Smooth, Better's Delight, Divine Diva, 3-year-old bay filly for second. PW Pearce and WD Kennedy, the owners. Brent Mangos, the trainer-driver, Pukekohe. 3 Walk of Fame, Better's Delight in Hollywood Bay, 3-year-old filly for CJ Roberts. Tony Hurley, the trainer-driver, to pick up the 3rd position. 8 Start Dreaming, $1.40, $1.20, $1.40, $1.20. One She Smooth at $4.20, $4.20. 3 Walk of Fame at $4.50, $4.50. Quinella $18 even, $18. Trifecta $163.40, $163.40. And the first 4, $796 and 60 cents, $796 and 60.
You'd be relying on her to make one of her best jumps. She didn't 2-back, but around that she has. And then the 4 Cassim, who's an interesting runner. She is fresh up tonight. She's a recent downgrader, and she's back to the 305 metre. She did run over the 305 2 starts back. Her last one was at Palmerston North in November, and that was in Class 4 company. She's had 2 wins over 305 metres here. They have been over a year ago, and both were in quite slow time, but she is better and more capable than that would suggest. You can certainly make a case for the 8, Crystal Wave, as Ryan said, a recent downgrader and second to the smart Serena Rose at Palmerston North on Monday. Whether he can get around a field like this at this stage of his career as a 4-year-old, I'm not quite sure. Allegro Touch, as I say, in form, fast enough to win the draw. Could make it tough, but if Scott My Money makes the lightning beginning, Allegro Touch could get dragged into the race. And Death Star, well, she won a Class 4 at Palmerston North last June. The last 9 starts she hasn't even placed, and she's far better greyhound than that, but she's just hasn't been in a happy place. Well, she's a recent downgrader. See what she can do from the 7 today, or an MBD. Won 5 starts back, beat Chinese Star. Hasn't always jumped consistently since then. Race 4, Aeon CPF Class 3. Forward they go. Corborn Arrow the inside. $4 favourite. It's a pretty even affair, this. Corborn Arrow up in the 1, followed up there by Peacock Princess. Gold Rug, Scott My Money, and Death Star out on the 7. MBD's already gone forward. Up goes Cassim, Allegro Touch, Crystal Wave. Lights in full effect here now, and the bunny's on the run. Round it comes, race 4, first leg of a new treble, just about there. Racing, Corborn Arrow, a fair break off the inside, coming out quickly would have been Death Star tonight. Cassim's got out well too, and up and around the outside now. Allegro Touch, can it cross? It's trying. Up and around the outside, also pressing forward here would have been Crystal Wave. They'll be followed back in the pack there by Peacock Princess. Corborn Arrow's got a long way back now, with Cassim's been shuffled and Scott My Money, and down comes Allegro Touch and scores from Death Star and Crystal Wave home third. And they'd be followed across then by Peacock Princess and MBD and Cassim, who was checked, and Scott My Money. They're scattered. And Corborn Arrows finished back in the pack too. 6, 7, 8. So it turned out the outside places ended up the spot in a race where the pressure was too much for the inside dogs. 17.67 the winning time, with a run home of 10.57. 6, 7, 8 and 3. Head-on shot will be interesting, but once Allegro Touch had got around to the lead, Death Star made a good beginning tonight, and good to see her run her first placing in a while. Crystal Wave third, they're well scattered here, and then Peacock Princess has wound up in 4th spot, ahead of MBD. Cassim, who got out well, got badly checked. Corborn Arrow got out okay. Let's have a look at them here. So Death Star crosses. MBD's out okay. Cassim's punching up the centre. Here comes the trouble. Corborn Arrow pushes out on the 1. The 4 gets badly squeezed there. Goes back on the 3, who goes out onto the 5. And all of a sudden the outside dogs are across on the rail. Well, 2 of them anyway. The 6 and the 7. Alan Trask brings Allegro Touch back at the head of the field. She's a black bitch by El Grand Senor out of Allegro Lily, and is raced and trained by Lisa Ahern. 2 3/4 lengths by 2.5 by 3 3/4. 17.67 as mentioned, 7.10 for the lead up, and a 10.57 run home. Win 6, start 14, keeps up the good strike rate Allegro Touch. Race number 5, the Rock 95.2 FM Class 2, 520 metres. Really interesting field. 9 and 10 come out. We race at 11 past 6. It's the first leg of a new double. Ryan, you can take your overs and move on to the 5th.
Thanks, Rosso. I shall. But 6, 7, 8 and 3 just cleared the trouble, did Crystal Wave. Just cleared the trouble on that bend, and might have just been nicked, but no, it avoided it and finished third. 471.60, 410 and 230. Allegro Touch beat Death Star and Crystal Wave. The Q 42.90. The Try 489.30. The first four's a butte, $2,714.80. The double 1 and 6 46.30. The concession with Death Star $119.20. Last leg of the quaddie has Rosso's bet of the night, $2.80 for Rebel away. It's been holding that price, $521.10 on the tote. Thou Romeo is $5 and 180, and Rozzo did suggest that the 1 and the 4 were the two that he had in for the last leg of the quaddie. And looking at this, you might sort of play it that way. 1 and 4, field, possibly a bet first 4 wise in race number 5. It's time to go at 6:11 p.m. The Gardens, meeting code 22, race number 1 is our next live here. To Sydney we go for the Greyhounds this afternoon. Striker Pat, 380 and 210 is the favourite. It's had 3 thirds from 5 starts at the races. The last time out at Gosford went a lot better running third, but I wouldn't be surprised to see something else pop up as favourite here as more money comes in this pool. Lots of first starters. The 3, the 4, the 7 and the 8, all first starters. Nevada Scorpion, the best backed of the first starters, currently at $4.10. 4.5 out, race 1.
Yes, wake up and recognise the bonus scheme that is providing extra incentives to your Thoroughbred's earnings. With cash bonuses of $10,000, $30,000 and $50,000 added to your Thoroughbred's winnings, the TBS bonus scheme is essential to your Thoroughbred investment. By targeting TBS races, points earned with each race can lead to fantastic extra bonuses, including the chance to win an overseas holiday every 2 months, the chance each year for owners to win a brand new vehicle. Take racehorse Connor John. While winning only 1 race, but by targeting TBS bonus races, Connor John won his owner a brand new Kia Sportage. Incentives that are a bonus in anyone's books. Be in to win with the Thoroughbred bonus scheme.
Majors in hot pursuit, waiting on an inside passage as they swing as Alda Jerome, and further back than Isaiah with nowhere to go, and Yankee Rockstars down the outside. Hector JJ's putting in a burst the deepest. It's Bling It On being joined by Our Sky Major. Further out on the track trying to get to them is Yankee Rockstar, but he goes for home now, and Our Sky Major opens up, dashes away, and it's Group 1 glory for Our Sky Major.
Group 1 Waste Management Taylor Mile will be a lot better than that music was, trust me. Border Control $4, Sky Major at $4, and look at the quality in this race. Massini, the Aussie Raider, Dexter aboard, $11, Border Control at $4. Maybe Border Controls is a very good bet if it can go forward and dictate the terms. Sky Major, that was a massive performance in the Chariots of Fire. Dalton Bromack, probably likely to go back from there, $5. It's so hard to run on at the park, and they're just going to fly through this this mile. It's just going to go so quickly that I'm not a fan maybe of the back runners, but Ricky May, he can do things other drivers can't. $5 and $1.70. Ohoka Punter, $8. Maybe boxing them up is the only way to go here. I'd probably throw Tiger Tara in if I was boxing up a trifecta just on class alone. It is a great field. I'm really looking forward to getting back to the track and hearing what the boys have got to say prior to that. I know Whale was at the workouts last Saturday, so what he can bring to us from those workouts, major sway one way or the other in regards to what you do put into your trifecta and what you don't. Sky Major was one that did try have a workout last Saturday. I believe it finished second, so it will be interesting to see what Wales' thoughts were around that run. It doesn't have the race day fitness that others have, and you're going to need to be hard fit to win this tonight. It is the first leg of the quaddie. It's a very good quaddie. The Waste Management Taylor Mile and the 2015 Anzac Trotters Cup, 2 Group 1s, the first 2 legs of that quaddie. And yeah, I'm with Greg O'Connor in the third leg, the Faithful. Definitely a good bet in that third leg. And It's looks a wide open event in the last. Really nice quaddie to play tonight, and also a pick 6 to get involved in, $25,000. That goes at $7.55. Race number 6. The Park is the place to be tonight. We will focus in there for race number 2. Right after this race at the Gardens, where number 7 is now the favourite. This is a first starter, Nevada Scorpion. Now, it did clock a very impressive time in a trial at this track recently. That's probably good enough for some. $2.70 and $1.30. To the Gardens we go, TAB Trackside 1.
Today, nudging around the 30-degree mark. Track in good condition, and the runners are at the side of the boxes for the first event. This is a maiden over 400 metres. Clear-cut favourite here is number 7, Nevada Scorpion. Having its first career start here, but did performance trial in good fashion. Ran 22.99 here recently. That was last Friday afternoon in actual fact. And looks like we'll be able to handle an outside box. Only a small dog, 29.9 kilos. But very well in commission here. Currently $2 fixed odds, $2.10 in New South Wales. We head out to Control Freak. Also Striker Pat and Kiss Me Moolah are the other runners in the market. So they're about to move in for the first. This is race 1 of the afternoon from the Gardens. No late scratchings on the program. No late scratchings. And they're about to move in for race 1. 400 metres a trip. Inside runner is Striker Pat. Kiss Me Moolah, Gracie Webber, Nevada Scorpion will be the first line locked away. And the outside Control Freak, Cosmic Ruby, Vanilla Opal and Els Bell. Final check of the board sees $2.20 for Nevada Scorpion, $5.70 Kiss Me Moolah, $6.30 Control Freak, $6.70 for Striker Pat. Just about all locked away for the first. A maiden, 400 metres. Full field of 8. Last one in, Els Bell in box 2. The green light's on. And we're set for a start. Race 1, the Gardens. They're ready. Racing. Striker Pat began nicely, as did Kiss Me Moolah. Vanilla Opal. Around the outside, Gracie Webber makes ground. They were followed by Nevada Scorpion. Back in the field then came Striker Pat, and it's a long way back. Control Freak and Cosmic Ruby in trouble. Off the back they run, and Vanilla Opal burst clear. 5 in front. Gracie Webber to second. 5 away, Els Bell. Then Kiss Me Moolah to the bend. It's all Vanilla Opal. Gracie Webber tries hard, but Vanilla Opal too good for Gracie Webber. Getting up for third, Kiss Me Moolah over Els Bell. Striker Pat, a long gap back, Nevada Scorpion. Second last, Control Freak and Cosmic Ruby at the tail.
4-5 and a photo, Vanilla Opal at odds, $12.20. Less than 6 minutes out from race 2 at Alexandra Park. First leg of the quaddie. And we'll go back to the boys. 5.5 minutes out.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Runners about to complete their preliminaries for the first leg of our first quaddie tonight, and the favourite is Paramount Dream. Tony Hulahi does the driving in good form, 281.40. There has been strong support since betting opened on runner number 4. Any Old Way at $5.50, $5.20 and $1.90. David Butt will catch up with Paul Nen very shortly. Springbank Eden at $8, and Matthew Williamson. So the Williamsons here in numbers here. Ruby's Jewel. And Phil doing the driving has certainly impressed in a brief career thus far. Let's get straight to Paul Nairn, though. He knows Alexandra Park well. You bring an arsenal of 4 horses here tonight, Paul, and just talk us through the way they've travelled up. You happy with them all 4 of them?
Yes, they all travelled up well, Greg, eating up well and everything, so, yeah.
Let's talk through them any old way. A really talented 4-year-old, as we know. What's your expectations here first up tonight?
Well, he's had his problems. He was a very nice 3-year-old and had some issues with the hock, and this time in I'm still not 100% happy with him. He has still had little problems and things at home, so, and in saying that, 2 or 3 times he's worked very well as also, so I thought, well, he's got it there if we can just get him right on the day, but I do think it's a bit of a risk.
He's got the half hobbles on tonight, I noticed.
Yeah, that's just to try and help him. When he gets a bit tired, he can get a little bit rough, so that's to try and assist him just that last bit, yeah.
All right, so whatever he does tonight, you expect a bit of improvement there from him, hopefully.
Well, he's fat as a seal, Greg, so you naturally think so, yeah.
Right, let's move on to Waterloo Sunset. No luck first up, obviously. Did have a trial prior to that, so should be a little bit more forward than the first horse we've talked about.
He should be. His work's been pretty consistent at home. He's been working quite well. So, it is a good lot, though, in saying that. Pretty good field. So, he'd need to step away pretty good and not muck around too much the first bit like he can sometimes. But, hopefully he's sort of lately he seems better beginning than he was last season.
Right. The Oaks winner in Habibti Ivy, place in the Derby as well, comes north. She's got a few really strong strings to her bow, hasn't she, including gate speed. So therefore, if she takes a hook though, she can really take off, can't she?
She can, yeah. Blair said she sort of wanted to head out pretty good last time, so he just nursed her out and she went out nicely. And I'll just leave it up to Blair. She seems very well and trained on well since the Derby and. It's a very, very good field, so small field but very quality field, so it should be a great race.
And on to the last of our Group 1s tonight, one over to Moon. Yeah, he got things wrong last time. When he snaps it like that was the end of the story. He was never coming back down trotting. You put the blinds on tonight and he's got a nice barrier draw, so he should be in the fight throughout.
I'd like to think so. He can mix it with those good ones. It's there's 2 or 3 there, old campaigners that'll be pretty hard to knock off, so he's there to compete. If he gets a nice run, I'd like to think he could hopefully get a place.
Right, as always, appreciate your time, Paul, and good luck with your team in here tonight.
Yep. Thanks very much, Greg.
There he is, Paul Nairn. Always important to get a horseman of his quality on here on a night like this, Craig Thompson, because he has such a big part to play, particularly with these horses that haven't been seen at the workouts and trials. He has a great knack of getting them ready for race night.
Absolutely. You take what he says, and when you're betting and draw a race like this and he says, hey, listen, any old race had a few issues and is big in condition.
Big, yeah,
and I noticed that going through the parade ring. I thought, hey, he's big, but rightly so, because he's coming in first up tonight. He'll take improvement out of him. He'll have to do it right. It's only 2,200 metres. How do we analyse this race? For me, I thought Paramount Dream, on her run last week, she had no right to win. She was taken on and went 2:49. Outstanding time. It was the manner that she kicked away inside the last 200 metres that got me. I think she's a little bit better than I thought she was. Tony Hurley takes the drive tonight. I think it's different stepping from a mobile back to a stand. That's my concern tonight. If she does it right, I think she can win. And the bets are coming for a $5,000 and a $10,000 bet as I speak. Dangers to me, the 2 Williamson runners, 6 Ruby's Jewel and 15 Springbank Eden. Ruby's Jewel, of course, first up for the stable tonight, usually with the Wallace team. Got ability this mare. Probably like her over 2,700 more than 22 because I reckon she's a good stayer. But I like the draw where she's drawn out wide a bit more room. She begins clearly. She can stay out wide, work around that first bend safely, and I think she's a chance from there. Springbank Eden, on the other hand, is better suited to 2,200 metres. Matthew takes the drive, just has to get round the big field. And in my top 4, I did put any old way in, just because he's a genius trainer, Greg, and you can always put his horses in with a bit of confidence.
Robert Dunn has All Royale Gal here, brought it to the workouts last week, in behind Alana Hall. There was a bit to like about that, Craig. I think she's got a trifecta in first 4, Hope.
Yeah, what negates her chances is a little bit of that barrier draw unruly. She has to start out wide the second row, which means she has to get round all 15 runners. And saying that, I agree with what you said about the workout on Saturday. I thought it was very good.
And she can step quickly.
That's the key to her, is to get round them early. She races better when she's on the speed. I don't like when she comes from back in the field. If she could get handy early, yes, she's a top 4 chance.
Okay, runners pretty close to a start point here. Let's get Aaron White's thoughts on the first leg of our quaddie, the first quaddie tonight. Aaron, the trotters over the short course.
Paramount Dream, very impressive last Friday night. I think she'll go on with it. The Pegasus Spur filly, Tony Hurley for the Dickies. Over the 11, Any Old Way, fresh up. He's raced well here in the past. Davy Butt, Paul Nairn. Number 8, Charming Lavra. She capped off good form with a victory last week. And number 6, Ruby's Jewel. First look at the park, now on the Williamson team. Give her a chance on her southern form. 4, 11, 8 and 6 for me.
Thanks for that, Aaron, as the money continues to come for Paramount Dream. Beautifully bred, as we know. The Pegasus Spur, Sundon Cross, this one out of Paramount Star. And there was quite a good relation to this horse.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a Group 1 family, and this filly, she's only had 7 starts, and she's won on 3 occasions. Actually, talking to one of the owners here at the workouts probably about 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, when this filly resumed her campaign. They've had a few problems with her, and very happy with the way she's come up this time, and she's franked that form with a very good win here at the park last Friday night. Big field this. Good to have a full field at Alexandra Park. 14 runners with the 2 ballots. Let's head upstairs and join Aaron White for his call on the second tonight.
And starter Frank Phelan calling the square gators up. Of course, just the one tape here. 3 horses on the unruly. Terrace Cove, Springbank Eden, and All Royal Girl. So they face up to the starter. Hand over to Cash. Saffron Castleton come forward. Zimple. We look about set for the second. The Barrier Strand releases. The Magnus Benroe Trot Field are underway. Off stride early. Paramount Dream, the favourite. She's blowing the standing start again. And she won't switch into a trot at this stage. And I would say she's lost her chance also galloping Alta Venetia. Onto the stables corner and Saffron Castle in the early leader over Gunside Pass. They're followed back on the inside then to Hanover to Cash. Any Old Way getting around Carwado Spur. Sonny's Little Whiz on the inside, then Charming Lavra Zimple. All Royal Gal back in the field as they trot up into the back straight. 1.5 lengths Springbank Eden. 3 lengths Terrace Cove. Further away Ruby's Jewel made an early mistake. Alta Venetia and Paramount Dream. She's no chance from where she is as they run down to the 1600 and on to the lead Any Old Way. Lead time in 49.2. Leads 1.5 lengths Saffron Castleton. Gunside Pass third and 3 back on the markers. Carwado Spur Park. Then Hanover to Cash on the inside. To its outside stablemate Charming Lavra. Back on the inside then to Sonny's Little Whiz. All Royal Gal to her outside. Then Zimple being covered by Springbank Eden. And the last of the winning chances Terrace Cove. Further back Ruby's Jewel, Alta Venetia. And the favourite Paramount Dream into the lane. 1,200 left to go on the Magnus Benroe Trot opening quarter. 32 and 9. Any Old Way over Saffron Castle and Carwado Spur and coming strongly now. Charming Lavra up on the outside. Gunside Pass 3 back on the inner. Springbank Eden comes forward 3 at the winning poster circuit left to go. Then All Royal Gal in the centre with Hanover to Cash to its inside and Terrace Cove now 4 wide around it as it just comes out to the 3 wide line. All Royal Gal, then Sonny's Little Whiz and Zimple and further away to Ruby's Jewel. 800 left to go. 30.6 the second quarter and Any Old Way into the back a length. Charming Lavra. Springbank Eden 3 wide on these. No cover. Saffron Castleton trailing. Carwado Spur 1-1. All Royal Gal 3 wide with cover. Terrace Cove 4 out. No cover. Back on the inside. Gunside Pass there followed Sonny's Little Whiz. Hanover to Cash and Zimple. 500 to go as they work on to the showgrounds turn. Any Old Way up on the outside. Charming Lavra. They go stride for stride. 29 and 1 the quarter down the back. Saffron Castleton waiting the passing lane. Then All Royal Gal. Springbank Eden trotting roughly up on the outside. Then came Sonny's Little Whiz and Gunside Pass homeward bound. Any Old Way. Charming Lavra. Saffron Castleton passing lane and then All Royal Gal. Charming Lavra goes now to Any Old Way. 1.5 lengths All Royal Gal. Charming Lavra. Any Old Way kicking hard on the inside. Charming Lavra will go back to back. Charming Lavra, Any Old Way and All Royal Gal third. They were followed Saffron Castle and Hanover to Cash working home well. Sonny's Little Whiz, Zimple running on. Further back in the field to a Springbank Eden. They were followed Gunside Pass, Terrace Cove, Carwado Spur, Ruby's Jewel. Blew it with an early mistake as to Alta Venetia. Favourite, never a chance after an early gallop. 29 and 5 the final quarter. 2:51.5 the overall time. The Wizard, Todd Mitchell. Charming Lavra. She continues on her great vein of form. Backing up last week's victory. Sitting outside Any Old Way. And just getting past him in the home straight. Any Old Way, a good fresh up run by him. All Royal Gal, nice run for third for John Dunn in the Magnus Benroe Trot. Charming Lavra, the CR Commando filly, picks up her third victory tonight.
Official placings, race 2, the Magnus Benroe Trot. 8, 11, 16, 2, 12, 1. 8, 11, 16, 2, 12, 1. Horse 8, Charming Lavra, trotted the 2200 metres from a stand in 251.54. It's a mile rate of 205.4. Last 800 in 58.6 and the 429.5. The margins are half neck, 2 1/4 lengths a neck. 8, 11, 16, 2, 12, 1. Race 2, Magnus Benroe Trot.
Charming Lavra. Win 3 at start 16. Bernie Hackett along with the Reeds. GL and Mrs. F, the owners. Congratulations to you. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett trained at Waiuku, and the wizard Todd Mitchell to come back at the head of the field, greeted by John Magnus for Magnus Benroe. Auckland Trotting Club steward Gordon Robertson also in attendance. Charming Lavra by CR Commando out of Lavra Miriam, a brown 3-year-old filly, bred by Lavros Lodge Limited, Kipros and Mary Kitsikis. 11, Any Old Way, Gutsy Run, Fresh Up, Sundon, Whiz Away, 4-year-old Bay Gelding, raced by PFB along with Mrs. J.T. Williams, J.S. Boyd, J.C. Thompson, the Podomi Syndicate and PC Nairn Limited, Paul Nairn trained at Leaston, David Butt. 16, All Royal Gal for 3rd, Monarchy Bay, 4-year-old mare out of Royden Action, raced by the Newmans, AD and IM, Robert Dunn trained at Woodend Beach and John Dunn. 8, Charming Lavra, $9.40 and $2.60, $9.40, $2.60. 11, Any Old Way at $1.80, $1.80. And 16, All Royal Gal, $4 even, $4. Quinella, $23.70, $23.70. Trifecta, $548.80, $548.80. And the first 4, $3,861 even, $3,861. And there is a big jackpot going through to the 3rd. The John Develin Memorial Handicap Trot of $3,243 into the first 4 there into race number 3. North Island Kids Carts next up over the 600 metres. Qualifier for the Manukau Cup to be staged in the very near future. Brought to us by Bubblets Transport Limited. General and rural cartage with Bubblets Transport. Just note, if you're working out of the book with the kids' carts, a couple of scratchings here. Casper number 2 is out, and 11 Tosca has also come out of the kids' carts event. So just take note with that. Those 2 defections, 2 and 11. So the kids' carts and the first of their action is underway. The North Island Kids' Carts Manukau Cup qualifier brought to us by Bubblets Transport. And Dusty and Nessie Turin to be the first away. Over Pumpkin, Nathan Darby up on the outside. They're followed by Toby and Ashley Dixon in 3rd. Then came Silver Lining Jordan Bubblets back on the inside. Betsy Boo and Shannon McEwen as they turn off the back and work the showgrounds turn. Back in the field to Tinker Bella and Linda Pringle, 3 or 4 lengths Clyde and Harrison Derby. There followed Tonto and Brianna Thomas. Further away to Playboy and Sapphire Forsyth. They're followed by Caramello, Caleb Bubblets. And back last is Rough Rufus and Taitlin Hanara. So the Manukau Cup qualifier for the kids' carts and Pumpkin and Dusty, Nessie Turin for the Waikato kids' carts in front here. Over Pumpkin and Nathan Darby giving a chase. Then Silver Lining and Jordan Bubblets. Cutting back to the inside, Betsy Boo and Shannon McEwen as they work work onto the corner, then Toby Ashley Dixon. Further back, Tinkerbella, Linda Pringle. Looking to run on as Clyde and Harrison Derby. Tonto's got a lot of ground to make up in the home straight. Brianna Thomas, and further away then to Playboy and Sapphire Forsyth, Caramello, Caleb Bublitz and Rough Rufus and Taitlin Hanara. Through the home straight, 125 left to go. Dusty and Nessie Churin doing this nicely in front. Trying hard is Pumpkin and Nathan Derby. Looking to run on as Silver Lining and Jordan Bublitz, but with 50 to go. First qualifier of the Manukau Cup, and it's going to go nicely to Dusty. Dusty and Nessie Churin to get the win. Pumpkin Nathan Derby second. They were followed Silver Lining Jordan Bublitz. Then Betsy Boo, Shannon McEwen. Tonto doing his best work late with Tinkerbella. With those was Clyde. They were followed by Toby. Further back in the field, Rough Rufus. Playboy back in the field, and Caramello to be the last. Bublitz Transport. Manukau Cup qualifier number 1. Dusty, Nessie Churin out of the Waikato Kids Carts will get the job done, and in pretty emphatic fashion too. Didn't give them a look in. Pumpkin Nathan Derby will take second, and Silver Lining Jordan Bublitz for a third. Here's Cossack just coming past the line now. What happened to you, Cossack? Didn't get off the mark there, so Cossack was in the race. It finishes a long way back in the first heat of the Manukau Cup qualifiers here. 3, 4, 5 and 6 will be the numbers. Betsy Boo there in for a fourth.
$266.80 in the first 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, $763.10. Early quaddie 1, 1, 6 and 5 at $1,603.40. Next race there will be the first leg of Triple Trio, $10,000 guaranteed up for grabs. 3 minutes out now from race number 5 at Wagga Harness. It's the first leg of the quaddie there tonight. Favourite is number 11, Only Kidding, 271.20 final field, 742.30 the tote. She's going to need some luck from the draw. And look, last time at the races she actually galloped out, ended up finishing 9th and behind Jedi Mind, but prior to that had 3 wins in a row. Alan Hull's gone 7 to beat 11, 4 and 5. We'll head on track right after this.
Bettor's Delight. 18 Group 1 winners down under the season.
Tiger Tara still in front. Better off it drives, but comes up short, and Tiger Tara won the Sires final.
Bettor's Delight continues to rewrite standard bred history.
And Maxim Sky Major down the outside. Lockerburn, Tiger Tara. Tiger Tara. He'll go Sires Stakes, Woodlands Northern Derby. And Tiger Tara's in.
Bettor's Delight World Champion Sire, standing at Woodland Stud.
Make the Aussies pay with 480 grand to win from 22
Everyone, it's great to be joining you this TAB Trackside 1 on Friday evening. I'll be with you for the rest of the night, and what a great night of racing it is, particularly coming out of Alexandra Park with a number of Group 1 races on the program there. Up next, we're taking you to Wagga for the first leg of the quaddie, meeting code 18 race number 5. Favourite number 11, Only Kidding. You are taking her on a wee bit of trust. 270 final field win is pretty short, especially considering the 740-220 price on the tote as I speak. It's shortening into $6.80 and $2.40. Number 7 is Harlequin Bromac, 280 the options, $3.40 money back on the tote. That's Alan Hull's top pick for the race. Finished 6th last start at Menangle. She was only beaten 2 lengths behind Hard to Hear. And prior to that, also going very good races. Number 7, Harlequin Bromac. Number 10 is Temporary Use, paying $7.50 the options, $12.270 on the tote. 7-year-old mare by Mikado. Finished 3rd last start at Canberra, behind He's By and Diamonds. She was held up in the running that day, so to be beaten only a length and a half was a pretty good effort by the 10, Temporary Use, and paying a good each way price on the moment on the tote, $12.270 there. We're now into $9.10 and $2.50, $7.50 on final field win. Quaddie pool has just ticked up over $1,000. As mentioned, Alan Hull going 7 to beat 11. 4 and 5. He shouldn't be too far away from joining us there at Wagga. After this one, we're taking you to the Bendigo Greyhounds for race number 4. The favourite here is number 4, Kraken Brad, paying $2.60 and $1.20 about this favourite. He's won 2 of his last 3 races. He last lined up back on the 16th of March at Shepparton. Finished 4th that day, so he's had a bit of time off. Number 3 is Tracer Mount. Can jump really well, this Greyhound, $5.80 and $2.50. And she's by Fabregas out of Grace and Delete. Looks a big chance here if she does jump, having her first look at the Bendigo track today. And 6, Mr. Mediator, can also show good early pace, $15 and $5.60. He was 3rd last start in a Tier 3 race on the 13th of April. There at Bendigo, Ron Hawkes was gone 1 to beat 5, 3 and 4. His selections 1 to beat 5, 3 and 4. There, number 1 is Colquhoun Sam, $4.40 and $1.90. He's got a really good record here on the track and comes up with box 1, which should help him out. First, here's race number 5 at Wagga Harness.
Quite dull conditions here at Wagga Wagga today. We're running 5 of 8. This is the first leg of the quadrilla and daily double. And the favourite Harlequin Bromac, awkwardly drawn for Dean Sinofskis inside of the second line. Only Kidding blotted its copybook when it was in trouble early and broke out at West Wyalong last Sunday. It's given a chance. I thought Annie's Desire had a little hope from the middle of the front line. Rocky Floyd's form is quite good. And, of course, Stone Church Road. So many prospects and possibilities. The first of our shorter races today. They start in the lane, they come down to the winning post, and they'll complete 2 circuits as we see the field getting set for the first leg of the daily double in quadrilla. And Power of Ponder's drawn out wide with Let Us Dance. The green light twinkles, they're off and away. Power of Ponder out wide, began well, but now nearer the inside. Stone Church Road and Rocky Floyd are both well away. They're being followed by Power of Ponder trying to slot in. In behind those was Annie's Desire, who might have momentarily locked wheels with Temporary Use, and through along the inside Glenburn Cheeky. They're being followed by Carla's Lucky Son. Now Harlequin Bromac, the favourite, balanced up a clear last. In front of it, Let Us Dance and Only Kidding. They make the run down the back in this shorter race. They've got a lap and a half to travel, and the lead time was 9.9. Stone Church Road is that leader. Shows up by 2 metres to Rocky Floyd, and Glenburn Cheeky's third. Off and around the outside looked to be Only Kidding, and on its back going forward Harlequin Bromac, and another one let go 3 wide in front of those, Temporary Use. So there's been plenty of moves early, and the 3 wide train has started a long way from home. On the inside, Stonechurch Road is the leader, and 32-1 is the opening quarter for the last mile. His outside was Rocky Floyd. Temporary Use is 3 wide. Marker line, Glenburn Cheeky. Power of Ponder in the middle, and Only Kidding 3 wide with Smother. Marker line, Carla's Lucky Sun, and the colours are slathered in mud. In behind those, Harlequin Bromac 3 wide with Cover travelling up, and His Desire on its inside, and Let Us Dance last of all. 32-1, 30.9, 63 is the half as they make their run to the bottom corner. Stonechurch Road's driver looks across Moran, and they're coming at him. Temporary Use is 3 wide. Rocky Floyd is there in the middle, and Only Kidding is about to be sprinted up again on the outside. Harlequin Bromac can't take its back. The favourite's in a bit of trouble, I feel. And behind those, you've got Glenburn Cheeky. They're being followed by Power of Ponder, and His Desire's trying to extricate from the pocket and make some sort of a run. Down the back they travelled, further back to Carla's Lucky Sun, and well back was Power of Ponder. Let Us Dance. The apex of the home turn is reached on the leader. Rocky Floyd, all 1 nearly came down there. Only Kidding's out of play. Rocky Floyd and Temporary Use are first into the lane, and His Desire starting to run on from a fair way back. And Let Us Dance is there as well. They are all very wary. Down near the inside, it's Rocky Floyd still in front, and Pink's brother. Rocky Floyd got home, got up to score from Temporary Use. Glenburn Cheeky in the middle. Wider out, Let Us Dance, and His Desire in a bit of trouble in the lane. Further back in the field, Carla's Lucky Sun with Stonechurch Road. Harlequin Bromac never ever in it. Further back to Power of Ponder.
A few tight horses there. Number 3, Rocky Floyd, makes it back-to-back wins. The 4-year-old gelding by John Street North has beaten 10 Temporary Use. She had a tough run. Has finished in second, 1 Glenburn Cheeky there in third. Number 11, Only Kidding, galloping there on the home turn. They're about to box them here for race number 4 at Bendigo. Here's commentator Ron Hawkswell.
Alberino 7, the favourite is Northern Blues, number 8, in a pretty wide market at $4.10. It's $3.50 fixed odds. And they're set to go. Green light race 4 over the 500 boxed. Set now. Racing away smartly, there would have been Trace Mad, very slow to begin. Alberino missed it about 8 lengths, going away quickly there. Kraken Brad out the centre, joined quickly on the outside by Northern Blues and whipping around them now. Curtis Kazari went around the outside to lead Northern Blues. There's not much in it though, followed further back by Kraken Brad, and they were followed by Cochran Sam. Further back then came Mr. Mediator, and out to the tail Trace Mad, bit of a right turning for home. Over on the outside there, Curtis Kazari, but flashing through Cochran Sam. Cochran Sam will win it. Northern Blues second, and it's close for third. Kraken Brad or Kutas Kazari. They were followed further back then by Trace Him Out, and then came Mr. Mediator. Bit of a right, one of the last in the time, 28.51. Rails run there for Colquhoun Sam, number 1. Should pay about $5.40 on Super Tab.
What a finish there too. The 4th at Bendigo, 1 Colquhoun Sam along the inside there has taken it out. 1 beats home 8 and a photo. Right now we're back at Alexandra Park for race number 3, Meeson Code 5. Short priced favourite here, number 9 Mum's Pride, 165, 110 fixed, 170 and $1.30 on the tote. Not too far away here from race number 3. I can say a very good evening to you, Craig Thompson.
Yeah, very good evening to you, Liz Whelan. Good time to be joining us here at Alexandra Park, just prior to race number 3 tonight. Of course, you're coming in at a good time. We've got the 3 Group 1 races happening tonight, and also the Group 2 starting race number 5. This is the John Develin Memorial Trot. Tragic loss during the year. John Develin, one of the founding members of the Caduceus Club, of course, set up around about, I think, 25 years ago with his old mate Monty Baker and Bob Lovett in that group, along with many others. So the John Develin Memorial Handicap Trot, good to see him on it here tonight at Alexandra Park. One of the key players that Greg O'Connor caught up with earlier in the night is Brett Mangos. He drives Katie Hall, and this is what he had to say.
Brent, Katie Hall in superb form at the moment.
Yeah, Greg, he is. He's been trotting really good, and I didn't come up on Saturday, but Tim said he trialled quite well. So, yeah, he's a place chance. He always puts himself in it. So, as you say, he's been going good races, so no reason why I wouldn't.
Stable runner in race number 4, Major Star. What did you make of that performance at Cambridge last time? Because we know this horse has got a big motor.
Yeah, he has, Greg. He's still not really there where he was at the Gills last year, but look, at Cambridge the other night, the first 3 home were 1, 2, 3 fence, and he had to come round 3 wide round the bend and just run out of the last 100 metres. But look, he's improving all the time, and probably another couple of weeks away, really.
Group 1 performance tonight for Better Love Me. She's only had the 1 run, but she did enough to suggest that she deserves her spot tonight.
Yes, she does, Greg. She's a nice filly, progressive type, and I think next year, really. But look, she was nominated and paid up for this race, so not many runners. drawn out wide, which is her only thing, but yeah, she's probably a filly for next season. I quite like her.
Rockin' Ruby in race number 7 could not have been more impressive than she was first up, and we know that she has Group 1 form in a 3-year-old year.
Definitely, she ran third in the Oaks, and yeah, she's racing really well last week. She first start back, and she went good, so trained on really well. I think placed chance.
All right, and the last of the team, Idle Bones. Terrific to get her back in winning form. I know you've been waiting a wee while, but she delivered the way we know she can go.
Yeah, definitely did, Greg, and hopefully, you know, a step forward, and she'll keep progressing forward. So, look, she's really well. She's come through the run extremely well, but look, she's 4 second row. She's probably first 4.
All right, appreciate your time. Know you're coming down to Addington in the next couple of weeks. Look forward to seeing you down there too.
Yeah, thank you very much, Greg.
There, Craig, and talking to us about his charges here tonight and the couple of premier meetings coming up at Addington. We're going to see those predominantly red colours there in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing them down there. Of course, Mango with Katie Hall, this one owned by Tim Vince. They had a win last night with Darcy, of course, Tim Pardone, along with Trevor McKee and a few others. Tim's team going quite nicely. Katie Hall, formerly with Murray Edmonds, Brett Mangos in the car tonight. There's that Drivers' Challenge on option 522, the Stonewall Stud Drivers' Challenge. Tony Hurley, 320 up to 380. Can tell you that a $2,000 bet on him in the last half an hour. Zach Butcher, $380 to $6. Natalie Rasmussen, the other one back $1,500. At that quote.
Probably the reason for the drift there, obviously not picking up points with Paramount Dream. Not a good one for the punters to be watching that first 50 metres.
No,
clearly
it was gone early on.
Yeah. Race number 3, Mum's Pride, got a lot of time for him. I know you have, Craig. I've always had time for this horse, Here I Come. I know he's been a nightmare for the punters, and we keep referring to his first race win on Cup Day, but he trialled really good here on Saturday, and speaking with Mark Jones, he's a lot happier this time of his campaign than he has been in the last couple of months.
What I liked about him on Saturday was his beginning. He began so quickly and he got to the front. It was a really nice trial, and in saying that, Mum's Pride came from probably 8 lengths off him at the 800 to beat him home. So it's a case of if Mum's Pride can get handy enough off that 30-metre handicap, I think I have no doubts it's the best trotter in the race. If Here I Come can grab the front here, dictate and get away with it with Blair Orange aboard, I think definitely the main danger.
Yeah, he has the speed, as we saw on Cup Day when he ran away and won that comfortably. What he does have from the workout to today is another 10 metres. Mum's Pride was only off 20 in that workout that you're talking about. Goes back another 10 metres. But he'd need to begin as well as he did on Saturday, Here I Come, to be a winning chance. Waterloo Sunset, we know the quality of this horse. Paul Nairn gave him a nice push. There's Reel Me In, the really intriguing runner for me. Comes off the 40 metres here. Last couple of runs, of course, were against the absolute best around Melton. What are your expectations tonight? Because he has, talking about horses with speed of a pacer, this clearly guy has that as well.
Absolutely. Tony Hurley, he takes the drive tonight, Greg. Tony's driven on 3 occasions, 2 wins and a placing, so he gets on really well with this bloke. That was early in his career back in 2012, so since then, Scotty Phelan, Anthony Butt, they've all had their goes on him. He's been in Australia and back again. I watched him work on Saturday, and to be fair, I thought he was pretty ordinary. Maybe the case of needing the run going into tonight. He's one of those clean-winded horses, I think, that'll benefit him a lot. Obviously, they've taken the easier approach and stayed out of the Anzac Cup tonight, gone the easier road, and I think that's a good move for a horse that may be still on the up and up.
Yeah, look, he did a great job under the care, of course, of Tim Putt, placed in many of those Group 1 races.
He won his first race over. Yeah, he won his first race over there, Greg, and he was placed on 2 other occasions, and 7 starts he had over there. So on his best, Reel Me In's up to winning a race like this.
Barry's a chance, but his best form has been in the 1 to 2 win grade. He jumps back to where he was sort of 6 months ago, 3 and faster tonight, but he's so versatile. He'll be a player first 4-wise.
What he needs for Barry tonight is to step cleanly, get in front of like Here I Come, sit close to the speed and hope that the favourites make mistakes. Now, you'll see the yellow colours tonight on Mum's Pride, James Stormont colours. Of course, he is the Harness Racing Jules leaderboard leader in his category for the 4-year-old trotters. Mum's Pride will race in the yellow colours tonight. $5,000 on him late. Best back runner, race number 3. Aaron White, as I come to you for the third, your numbers here tonight, 9, 11, 7 and 3 in the trot.
Yeah, going with Mum's Pride, looking to continue that string of winning form. The Monarchy gelding, he's come back really well, hasn't he, for Frank Weaver. James Stormont, the trainer-driver. We'll put that on top. 11, Reel Me In. Yeah, he's back from Oz. 12 and 270. He's the value in the race, in this race. Only 10 metres off the back of Mum's Pride too. When you consider Reel Me In's been taking on the open class trotters. Mum's Pride, the intermediates. Yeah, there's only 10 metres between them. Reel Me In's run some slick times here too. He might need this one, but he did look pretty good in his prelim. 7, Waterloo Sunset, and 3, Barry. 9, 11, 7 and 3 for me.
Thanks for that, Aaron. Nice carry forward in the first 4, and updating that. Gee, the pool up towards $16,000. Great race to be betting into.
I tell you what, if I was playing into it right now, I'd be playing Mum's Pride on top. I'd be running around Barry, Ere I Come, Waterloo Sunset for second. Chuck in Reel Me In, and the best roughie for me in this race is Dead Cat Bounce with Mark Purden. I don't think he's driven this horse before, but again, another one from a stable like Reel Me In that gets him up and going.
Absolutely, he does, and there is Dead Cat Bounce, the last start third here behind the very impressive Idle Bones. Lining up for the John Develin Memorial, a great identity in the harness racing game. Sadly lost him about a year and a half ago, and it's great to have his name associated with this race. Here's the call of it with Aaron White.
Thanks, Greg. And front 10, 30 and 40 metre barriers in operation here. 2,700 metres the journey. For the JD Memorial, good field, barrier strands release. And they're often trotting. Coming away in a gallop is Lucky Fortune here, so that's the only one to make a mistake. Reel Me In, Mum's Pride nicely on the journey from their long marks. Now, Here I Come, Waterloo Sunset to be the first 2 away around Barry, and then Dead Cat Bounce. Cyberspace gallops into the first corner here for Joshua Dickey as they work the showgrounds turn. Katie Hall gets around it. Then came Sir George Grey, Mum's Pride also clearing Cyberspace. Reel Me In about to do that now, as 2 Lucky Fortune. Cyberspace gallops all the way back to last. Into the lane, Waterloo Sunset by about a length and a half. Here I Come. Blair Orange nestles in for the trail, and Barry Ricky May third. Then Dead Cat Bounce, followed by Katie Hall, Sir George Grey, Mum's Pride. So they're an Indian file at this stage. 4 lengths away in the field to Reel Me In. Then came Lucky Fortune, and a good 15 lengths away Cyberspace. Judge and 2 to go. Waterloo Sunset, the Sundon Entire. Around the stables corner, a length and a half. Here I Come in the trail, and 3 back on the inside is Barry. Then Dead Cat Bounce, Katie Hall. Sir George Grey and David Butcher back in the field with the Jules colours. Don Mum's Pride back third last of the winning chances. Then Reel Me In and Lucky Fortune, and 10 lengths Cyberspace. Trotting into the back straight. Waterloo Sunset away a length and a half. So they still run an Indian file here. Here I Come in the trail, and 3 back Barry. 4 back Dead Cat Bounce and Mark Purden. Dead Cat Bounce may be coming away from the markers here as they go through the lead time in 1:30.9. Katie Hall to take up the 1-1 for Mango. Then Sir George Grey, Lucky Fortune sneaking runs on the marker line now for Andrew Neal. Mum's Pride and James Stormont with the favourite being patiently handled. And Reel Me In, the Iceman will wait for any moves from Mum's Pride ahead to get into the race, and 4 or 5 lengths Cyberspace. As they come off the showgrounds turn and about to work into the lane, and Mum's Pride let loose from the back and goes from near last to up on the outside of the speed, and to take over at the 1200 in the space of 150 metres. 34 seconds the opening quarter. No wonder Jimmy wanted to get round and get to the lead. He's a length and a half Waterloo Sunset. Dead Cat Bounce third and Park to the Judges Circuit to go. Here I Come, 3 back on the inside stables corner. Katie Hall 1-1 tracked up by Sir George Grey. Back on the inside 4 back is Barry. Then Reel Me In around Lucky Fortune, and 3 lengths Cyberspace. They head out to the 800 metres in the John Develin Memorial Trot, and 30.9 that second quarter. Mum's Pride into the back, looking to remain unbeaten as a 4-year-old and make it 5 in a row. Leads by a length over Dead Cat Bounce. Waterloo Sunset trailing. Katie Hall 1-1. Here I Come, 3 back on the inside. Then Sir George Grey. Barry 4 back on the inside. Reel Me In standing 8 lengths off the leader as they turn off the back now. Then Lucky Fortune and Cyberspace, but Mum's Pride goes for home at the 400. Third quarter in 29.7. Leads by a length. Dead Cat Bounce. Waterloo Sunset travels well on the leader's back. Then Katie Hall, Sir George Grey, Here I Come, Reel Me In, and Barry homeward bound. Mum's Pride, a length and a half. Waterloo Sunset's galloped in the trail. Dead Cat Bounce, Here I Come. Down the outside, Katie Hall and Sir George Grey, 100 to go. And Mum's Pride in the Jules colours. First look at the Jules colours at Alexandra Park this season. And another powerful victory to Mum's Pride. Here I Come second. Dead Cat Bounce game run third. Then Katie Hall, Barry, Sir George Grey and Lucky Fortune. Good run after the early mistake. Reel Me In. Further back, Waterloo Sunset blew it with a gallop on the corner. And Cyberspace blew it with that early gallop, 334.2. We'll trim that up a wee bit with the 30-metre handicap. 28.5 was the final quarter. Jules Colours, first time under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park this season, and does the job in great fashion. Mum's Pride unbeaten as a 4-year-old. Here I Come through for second. Good run, Dead Cat Bounce third, and Katie Hall will pick up the fourth. And the JD Memorial, Mum's Pride, lovely square gator.
Official placings, race 3, the John Develin Memorial Handicap Trot. 954-283. 954-283. Horse 9, Mum's Pride, trotted the 2,700 metres from a stand in a handicap and a net time of 3:31.9. It's a mile rate of 26.3. Last 858.2. and the 428.5. The margins 2 lengths, a neck 1 1/4 lengths. 954-283. Race 3, the John Develin Memorial Handicap Trot.
9, Mum's Pride, back at the head of the field, raced by breeder Frank Weaver. Monarchy, Teacher's Pride, 4-year-old Bay Gelding, remains unbeaten as a 4-year-old. His 8th victory at start 11. James Stormont prepares at Pukekohe, and Jimmy back at the head of the field. Shane Develin and other members of the Develin family with us tonight. Auckland Trotting Club steward Roger Barnes down there, part of the victory celebrations as well. The Jules colours don't let us down here in the John Develin Memorial Handicap Trot. 5, Here I Come for second. Majestic Sun, Landora's Special Bay, 4-year-old gelding, raised by MW and Mrs. M.T. Butterworth and G.N. Hatton. Mark Jones trained at Woodend Beach and Blair Orange. And 4, Dead Cat Bounce, Revenue Bay, 5-year-old mare out of Wee Annie, raced by Mrs. J.A. along with Dr. C.M. and M.J. Pemberton. Matthew Pemberton trained at Patamahoe and Mark Purden. 9, Mum's Pride, $1.70, $1.40, $1.70, $1.40. 5, Here I Come at $1.90, $1.90. And 4, Dead Cat Bounce at $3.50, $3.50. Quinella, $5.80, $5.80. Trifecta, $101.10, $101.10. First 4, $402.10, $402.10. 8 and 9 in the double at $14.80, $14.80. 8 and 5 concession, $26.60, $26.60. And the opening treble on the program tonight, 8, 8 and 9, $23.30, $23.30. Second of the kids' carts action over there at the 600 metres for the second of our qualifiers for the Manukau Cup. Proudly brought to us by Bubblets Transport for the North Island kids' carts. Casper number 2 and 11 Tosca are defections if you are working out of the official race program with the kids' carts tonight. So Toby, Ashley Dixon for Franklin, Dusty, Nessie, Turin, Waikato. They were the first heat winners and strong heat winners too. Pumpkin and Nathan Darby, runner-up in Heat 1. They're out of the Franklin Kids cart. Silver Lining was third in the first heat. Jordan Bublets for Waikato. Betsy Boo for QMU's Shannon McEwen. Tinkerbella for QMU's Linda Pringle. Clyde for Harrison Darby out of Franklin. Cossack, Danny McFarlane, Franklin. I have to keep my eye on Cossack for this one. Didn't go in the first one. Finished a long way behind them. Tonto, Brianna Thomas, QMU. Playboy, Sapphire Forsyth for QMU as they're underway. Caramello for Waikato's Caleb Bublets. And Rough Rufus, QMU's Taitlin Hanara. Right, they're on the journey here and they're all safely away, including Cossack. Now, the first away is going to be Pumpkin with back on the inside Toby. Getting up onto these quickly is Silver Lining. Back on the inside, Betsy Boo. They're followed by the first heat winner, Dusty. Just putting in a rough one or two there for Nessie. Further back in the field then, we've got Clyde with over on the inside then was Tinkerbella. Cossack also trotting a wee bit roughly up the track. Further away in the field then to Tonto. They're followed by Playboy, Caramello, and just about to get under Caramello now was Rough Rufus. So working the showgrounds turn it, about to come to the lane, and Pumpkin and Nathan Darby take over. Toby and Ashley Dixon the inside. Silver Lining, Jordan Bublets getting right into the contest with Dusty and Nessie Turin. Back on the inside, Betsy Boo, Shannon McEwen. Tinkerbella's weaving a path through runners for Linda Pringle. And Clyde, Harrison Darby, Cossack, Danny McFarlane getting to the outside as they come for home. Where Pumpkin leads from on the inside. Coming after it, Silver Lining. First heat winner, Dusty's right there. Down the outside, looking to finish it off is Clyde. And the widest runner was Cossack, and Tinkerbella deep on the passing lane as they work down to the 100 metres. Still it's Pumpkin in front, coming strongly the inside is Silver Lining. Coming between those is Dusty. Back on the inside, Tinkerbella. Cossack down the outside, and Clyde. A good finish coming up here, but Pumpkin will not lie down, and Pumpkin and Nathan Darby, they'll get the second of the Manukau Cup qualifiers. Second over will be Silver Lining, Jordan Bublets, then Cossack and Danny McFarlane, followed by Clyde and Harrison Darby. Running home nicely, Rough Rufus from the back. Just to its inside was Dusty. They were followed then Betsy Boo to be one of the next, followed by Toby. Tonto back in the field. They were followed by Playboy and Caramello to be the last. North Island Kids Carts. Second Manukau Cup qualifier, sponsored by Bublets Transport, and number 4, Pumpkin, would not lie down. Nathan Darby, runner-up in the first heat, takes the second heat to beat out the 5, Silver Lining, Jordan Bublets, was also placed in the first heat, and 9, Cossack, Danny McFarlane. Good drive on a difficult horse tonight. Cossack wanted to do a few things wrong. Danny, no panic, kept her trotting. She'll get up for third, and 8, Clyde, Harrison Darby there for fourth. So the last of the Kids Carts action tonight, 4, 5, 9 and 8, the first 4 there. And the Bublets Transport second Manukau Cup qualifier for the North Island Kids Carts.
Owners and trainers, back Dunstan.
Not too far away from race number 4 at the Gardens Greyhounds. I think this is the only race from this venue that we're actually taking here on Channel 62, meeting code 22. Phil Roberts has gone 8 on top to beat 5, 4 and a 1. His number's 8 to beat 5, 4 and 1. He's gone with 8 Spring Beach on top, $4.70 and $2.10. And he was the last start winner here at the Gardens on the 11th of April. Beat home Miss Cavanova. Now that was a good effort because he hadn't raced in over a month prior to that, so he should be fitter for that run. He drew box 7, so it seems like box 8 shouldn't worry him. Number 8 Spring Beach, $4.10 and $1.40. But it's 5 Sash and Shoes, which is the favourite. Good box speed, $3.40 and $1.40. Betting home Miss Aria last start. Number 4 is Miss Aria, $5.60 and $1.60. Good run for second that day. So a bit of a tussle for favouritism going on here between the 5 and the 8. For Miss Aria at $5.60, $1.60. Number 1 is Miss Casanova, $7.20 and $2.70. She's the greyhound which finished second and behind Spring Beach last time out. Look, she drew box 6 that day. She was only narrowly beaten. Comes up with box 1 here. She's by Spring Gun out of Focus Bale. She's 31 start maiden, but that being said, I mean, she only just missed out when last at the races, so probably can't hold that against her, and comes up with the best draw that she's had in some time. After this race at the Gardens, we're taking you to the Ipswich Greyhounds. Pretty hard off the back of this one for race 4 there, meeting code number 23. At the moment, the favourite is number 1, which is Eat More Cake. It's paying $3.30 in money back at the moment. And he was a last start winner here at Ipswich, betting home Our Elite by just over 4 lengths. Recent racing has been from out wide. Eat More Cake, $3.70 and money back. I can tell you that Dean Jones there at Ipswich has gone 7 to beat 8, 3 and 1. So he's gone with 7 Grandalon on top, paying $4.60 and $1.10. Dog by Bradley Bale out of Ali's Daughter. 7th last start was well beaten. If you go back 3 starts, it was a good effort for third here and behind Rocky Benz. Number 8 is Fashion Advice, $3.40 and $3.30. It's only young, dog by Spring Gun out of Classy Dresser, so a good name. And a last start winner at Ipswich. Did it pretty easily, beat him Purely Penny by 6 lengths. That was from box 1. 2 starts back, finished third from box 6, so in theory out wide shouldn't matter to Fashion Advice. We'll be there pretty shortly. First we're over start time for the 4th at the Gardens. They're about to box them. Let's get on track for the call.
Yeah, thanks Dave. Race number 4 here. It's a maiden final over 5.15. A wide open market. Satin Shoes is the current favourite at $3.30. Second line's being locked away. Ibrox Dreaming Spring Beach on the outside. Miss Aria, Dorothy Lidcombe. Green lights on. Race number 4 from the Gardens all set. Ready. Racing, Miss Cavanova began nicely, fast out Ibrox Dreaming, and those two go to the lead, followed by Dorothy Lidcombe, Burby Turby. Spring Beach got shuffled back ahead of it, Barista Blue Satin Shoes, Miss Aria. Into the back they go, and Ibrox Dreaming led by a length, Burby Turby into second. A couple away, Miss Cavanova, Miss Aria the outside, Spring Beach starting to run on. Then came Dorothy Lidcombe, further back came Satin Shoes and Batista Blue. To the bend they come, still Ibrox Dreaming over Burby Turby, Miss Cavanova, Ibrox Dreaming, Miss Cavanova drives up on the inside, and Miss Cavanova too good, beat either the fast finishing Spring Beach or Ibrox Dreaming, who just knocked up the last little bit. Further back then came Miss Aria, probably in 4th. Next one home, Satin Shoes. Burby Turby was well back, and Dorothy Lidcombe back with those.
Great finish there along the inside by number 1, Miss Cavanova. And she breaks through at start number 32 today. She's by Spring Gun out of Focus Bale. Number 8, Spring Beach has hit the line well there. Will probably get second ahead of the 6, Ibrox Dreaming. And for Miss Aria, 1864 provisionally there in the 4th at the Gardens. Dogs heading out onto the track now for the 4th at the Ipswich Greyhounds. Once again, this is the only race from Ipswich that we're taking here On Channel 62, number 1, Eat More Cake, the favourite, $3.90 and $1.50. Looking to make it back-to-back wins after winning here from box 7 last start. Number 3 is Frederick, $4 and $1.60. Doesn't look the worst here. Had 6 goes at the track for 4 minor placings, so seems to like it here at Ipswich. Most recently finished at second here and behind Delta Goodwin and was only beaten 2 lengths, so that was a really good effort. Dean Jones, as mentioned, has gone 7 on top to beat 8, 3 and 1. His selections here 7 to beat 8, 3 and 1. 8 Fashion Advice, he maintains favouritism narrowly, 361.50. Ahead of the 1 Eat More Cake, 381.40. Number 3 Frederick, 420 and $2 on start time here for race number 4 at Ipswich. After this race, we're taking you back to Alexandra Park for the 4th on the program there. Big night of racing, obviously from Alexandra Park, and only a few races into the card at the moment. Fashion Advice, I don't think he should mind it from out wide. That win last start did come from box 1, but close up third 2 starts back in a maiden final at Albion Park. That was in behind Boss and Nova, beaten less than 3 lengths. $4 and $1.80 now about Fashion Advice, so I'm just drifting a touch late here. Looking ahead to race number 4 at Alexandra Park. Number 3 Cha-Ching, the favourite, 240 fixed, 270 on the tote. 5 is Aliente, 750 final field. You've got the likes of number 2 Better Spirits at 440 on final field. The one in the more difficult races of the night there, Alexandra Park, 7 minutes out from race number 4. Theoretically, shouldn't be too far away from the 4th here at Ipswich. They're just waiting for a race to finish over there apparently before they box them at Ipswich, and it looks as though that's about to happen now as the dogs head up to the boxes. In terms of late money here in race number 4, Fashion Advice out to $4, 1 Eat More Cake into favouritism, $3.40 and $2.10. Here's Dean Jones.
440. 8 the favourite, just over 3, and 1's a point away in the 3rd line of betting. Thanks, Dave. As you point out, favourite 8 Fashion Advice at 280. Holds a 3/4 of a point call over 3 Frederick at 360. And then 1 Eat More Cake, who's a half point away at 420. So $1.50 separates the top 3 in the market, but the favourite is 8 Fashion Advice. Bunny on its way. Set to go. Racing. Eat More Cake began well on the inside. Fashion Advice out wide, comes across to join it. Frederick just behind them 3rd. Grandulin runs to 4th. Then Aussie. Well back was Morgan with Yukon Man, and last was Purnham. In front, Fashion Advice by a length and a half to Eat More Cake out after it. To 3rd was Frederick, then Grandulin. The rest were headed by Aussie. Fashion Advice and Eat More Cake. Eat More Cake finishing the better. Eat More Cake will beat Fashion Advice. 3rd was Frederick and 4th was Grandulin. Then we had Aussie, Morgan. 2nd last was Purnham. Yukon Man last. Good time around 25 and 20.
183 there in the 4th at Ipswich. 1 Eat More Cake, too good. 5 minutes out from the 4th at Alexandra Park. Number 3 Cha-Ching, the favourite, 241.15 fixed. A very good evening to you there on track, Greg O'Connor.
Yeah, thanks, Liz. Great to have you part of the coverage tonight, because we have a terrific program here on the first of 2 premier nights for the Auckland Trotting Club. Race number 4, Craig Thompson, 240 about Cha-Ching on that performance last week. He looks back to something like his best.
Well, he does, and he needed the dollars for the jewels, Greg. It was imperative that he got money, and he did last week. I'm really worried about this race. When I've analysed this race in depth 3 or 4 times, I thought 3-year-olds stepping into 2,700 metres is bad enough, but from a standing start makes it even a double challenge, because Strike the Cold hasn't been from a stand, Cha-Ching hasn't been from a stand, Better Spirits had a couple of stands, missed away once, stepped away the other time. Then you've got Alianta and Asuka, they haven't been from a stand. You know what I reckon will happen? I reckon first home will cross them for fun from the start. Does that make him a winner of the race? Probably not, but I reckon he's a great chance of running in the money. If I was having a bet right now, first home for a place at $2.50.
All right, we'll get more thoughts from Craig Thompson shortly, but Barry Purden's already been to the 4 here tonight. Here's what he had to say about his winner in the first and his large team for the remainder. Mark, while it was disappointing to lose... Sorry, we're just having a few issues there with the Barry Purdon interview, but what he did say about both Aliante and Asuka was he thinks the stand might suit them because they're not fast out from behind the mobile, but I do take on board what you say, Craig, in regards to them first up from a stand. A horse I don't mind from the stand tonight is Major Star. Brent Mangos alluded that he's quite happy with where he's at. He's got a big motor and he's got standing start form.
Well, he's, to be honest, Greg, he's raced in far better company than these horses has. I mean, he raced right through that 4-year-old grade against the good horses, and he was competitive. He's had the one run back, and that was at Cambridge, and he was okay, but Mango alluded to in the interview with me that night that he was a long way off being where he wanted to be. I think he's a lot more happy with him now. Got that interview with Barry Purdon. This is what he had to say earlier on.
Barry, before we get on to the team for the remainder of the night, Start Dreaming was quite good in the first.
Yeah, she's a nice filly, Greg, really nice filly, so yeah, pretty excited about her prospects for the future.
Yeah, she'll be heading down south, no doubt.
Yeah, she will. She's in the Oaks and hopefully for the Jewels, so that's the plan.
Yep, she was very, very good in race number 1. Aliante and Asuka, they both came to the workouts on Saturday and did a nice job.
Yeah, they both seem quite forward. Standing start might just suit them a bit better than the mobile because they're just not that quick out, but yeah, we'll see how we go anyway. It's a pretty nice field, Greg.
Is there much between these two for this race tonight, do you believe?
Not really, no, they're about the same. Yep.
All right, moving on to race number 7 and Democrat Party. We know how good a quality she's got. What are your expectations with her tonight?
Well, Greg, she's just had one trial back since her race at Cambridge. We've got Christchurch in mind, and you know she perhaps might just need the run tonight. But having said that, she won't be far away either. So I think Zach will just try and drive her for a wee bit of luck. She's sort of obviously out there to win, that's for sure. But you know, it's a pretty good field, a field that she hasn't raced before. So we'll just see. She's got a nice draw. We'll see how we go.
All right, she's from Barrier 2. Ideal Bell, still scratching their head about that race day performance, or has there something come to light as a result of that? And then she trialled on Saturday, and what did you make of that?
Well, Greg, something did come to light. She had a bit of an infection, but yeah, look, her trial on Saturday was okay. Look, her work's been good during the week. We're hopeful that she's going to put her best foot forward, so we'll just have to see whether I just hope she goes good, that's all. She should, yeah.
Okay, we're expecting a much better run from her there. A couple will go around in the Taylor Mile. Lancewood Lizzie, fresh up since her Alexandra Park Auckland Cup run, of course. Nice barrier draw, but a lot of speed in this race early.
Yeah, there is, Greg. She's got a bit of speed too, and she should get a nice posse. Look, she went okay at the trials too, but look, her work's been good during the week, and you never know. I mean, if she gets a nice trip in the trial or something like that, she could fill a place if things went right for her.
Sky Major first up since the Chariots, and he trialled nicely on Saturday, I thought.
Yeah, he did. He's really well. Hasn't raced for 6 weeks is the only concern, but look, he's done plenty of work, Greg, and I think he's pretty right.
He's a great chance from Barrier 6. Dr. Hooks gets Barrier 1, of course, in the Anzac Cup.
Yeah, well, that's right. He's sort of been back markers for quite a few of these races, although it's a great field, Greg, and he'll need a bit of luck to get something. Yeah.
And the last year team, the Faithful, another one who I thought trialled good on Saturday.
Yeah, he did. He's outside of the gate, but he's quite a nice wee horse, and he'll always be round about. He should go pretty close. Yeah.
Appreciate your time as always, Barry. Good luck tonight.
Pleasure, Greg.
Yeah, great to get that insight from the master trainer, Barry Purdon. Expectations are in this, that his two horses will step away. Look, it's such a hard race to line up, Craig. How do you suggest that punters play it at home?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Greg, the 3-year-olds in this race, most of them haven't been from a standing start. Strike the Gold, as I say, hasn't been. I think Cha-Ching's had one, and of course the other one, Better Spirit, missed away in 1 out of 2, so it's a little bit tricky, and they are taking on the older horses. I like your thoughts about Major Star. I can see him improving. I thought first home, he came out of that race behind Wesley Silcox and was really good there. Now, you put Wesley Silcox in this race, he'd be a hot favourite, so I just thought if he stepped away, he's one paced. 2,700 won't worry him. If he went 3,700, he'd still be there at the finish, where it may worry a couple of the 3-year-olds if they didn't make good beginnings and had to chase the whole way. So, best roughie in the race, first home. Can he win? Probably not, but I thought he's an each way chance at good money.
What about for you, Aaron White? Intriguing contest here with these 3-year-olds from the stand, and then the Barry Purdon 4-year-old mares, and of course Sweetheart. Well, she's been pretty good in her career as well. How did you line them up in race number 4?
Yeah, I went 2, 3, 1 and 6 with the runners coming forward. I'm going to give Better Spirits another chance. I know Cha-Ching had his measure last week, but 2,700 metres 2 starts ago at Cambridge. Nice win by Better Spirits over Cha-Ching. Strike Strike the Gold and Asuka. The paces face up to start a Frank Phelan. The barrier strands release, and we're often pacing in the Franklin Long Roofing Limited Handicap pace. And Better Spirits, he's galloped in the early stages. Aliente was a wee bit tardy off her mark. Asuka's going to settle with her. And out the back will be Sweetheart. Now also off stride, Strike the Gold. So he did pace away, but he galloped going into that showgrounds turn, and he's gone all the way back to last. As around the lead now is First Home and Scotty Phelan, away by 3. Cha-ching, cha-ching, the race favourite. 5 lengths, Liz Delight, then Major Star. Better Spirits on the back of Major Star on the marker line. Aliente on the outside of Sweetheart. Asuka's got the back of its stablemate. Aliente might look for the markers, will do so. So Asuka will do the same, and 3 or 4 lengths away, Strike the Gold back last. Judge and 2 to go. First Home, the son of Better's Delight, onto the stables corner, away by 3. Over Cha-ching, cha-ching, David Butcher in the trail, and then Liz Delight, Todd Mitchell third, Major Star Mango fourth. They're followed then by Better Spirits and Philip Butcher. Then came Sweetheart, Jay Abernathy. Back in the field, Aliente and Zach Butcher, Asuka and Joshua Dickey. And 3 lengths, Strike the Gold, Simon Lawson pacing into the back. Franklin Long Roofing pace, and First Home keeping a good tempo on in front here too. He's away by 4. Cha-ching, cha-ching, Liz Delight. Major Star away from the markers to come forward. Better Spirits will come away from the markers and take up the 1-1. In turn, Sweetheart on the back of Better Spirits. Then Aliente, Asuka and Strike the Gold. 1:27 and 4 the lead time as they sweep across the showgrounds turn. And our leader is First Home. By 3/4, Major Star the outside. Cha-ching, cha-ching trailing. Better Spirits 1-1. Liz Delight 3 back on the inside. Being covered the outside here by Sweetheart as they pace into the home straight. Further back in the field is Aliente, Asuka. And back last is Strike the Gold. Opening quarter 29 and 2. First Home down to the Judge Bell and 1 to go. A length and a half onto the stables corner over Cha-ching, cha-ching and Major Star. Liz Delight on the inside. Better Spirits in the 1-1, been tracked up by Sweetheart. Then came Aliente. Asuka's been on the back of its stablemate throughout. And Strike the Gold back last after that early mistake. 800 left to go. 29 and 9 the second quarter. First Home, he's really had them running here. Up on the outside, Major Star. Cha-ching, cha-ching travels beautifully in the trail for DJB. Philip Butcher in the 1-1 with Better Spirits around Liz Delight. Now here's Aliente and Asuka. They start their claims out 3. They get around Sweetheart and Strike the Gold the inside. Off the back they come. First Home 3/4, Major Star. Aliente gets up alongside, out 3 wide. 400 to go. Third quarter 29 and 3. Cha-ching, cha-ching waiting the passing lane. Better Spirits, Asuka out wide up. And further back, Sweetheart homeward bound. First Home, Aliente. Cha-ching, cha-ching for the passing lane. Better Spirits, Asuka down the outside. Aliente goes for home. Cha-ching, cha-ching, Better Spirits. Asuka's winding up down the outside. Aliente 75 to go. Asuka tries hard with Cha-ching, cha-ching. Aliente, Zach Butcher, beautiful drive, gets the win. Asuka will make it a Barry Purdon Quinella. Cha-ching, cha-ching third, then Better Spirits. They were followed Sweetheart. First Home further back in the field then to Liz Delight. Strike the Gold, Major Star 324.7, and all quarters were broken the 30 seconds here. 28.7 was the run home. Aliente, Zach Butcher got going at the right time on the Better's Delight mare, and she'll hold off stablemate Asuka, who finishes about 2 lengths away in second. Cha-ching, cha-ching, lovely run in the trail. He'll be third in front of Better Spirits. Franklin Long Roofing Limited handicap pace. It was always going to be a good race when we saw it on paper, and it's eventuated out on the track too. But Aliente gets a performance incentive bonus here for Charles Roberts, Barry Purdon, and that man, Zach Butcher.
Official placings, race 4, the Franklin Long Roofing Limited Handicap Pace. 563-297. 563-297. Horse 5, Aliente, paced the 2,700 metres from a stand in 3:24.78. It's a mile rate of 2:02.0. Last 858.1 and the 428.7. The margins 2 lengths, a head, a half length. 563-297, race 4, Franklin Long Roofing Limited Handicap Pace.
Grabs her third success under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park, her fourth overall at start 11 for breeder and owner Charles Roberts. Better's Delight, Splendid Dreams, 4-year-old bay mare Barry Purdon, trained at Clevedon, and Zach Butcher back at the head of the field. Warren Oliver down there, part of the victory celebrations for Franklin Long Roofing. Auckland Trotting Club steward Gordon Robertson in attendance. Stablemate Asuka for second. Art Major Lizzie Maguire, bay 4-year-old mare for Woodland Stud Limited. Joshua Dickey for Barry Purdon, and 3 Cha-Ching to make up the trifecta. Run third, the Mark 3 Affairs of State bay 3-year-old colt for Lincoln Farms Limited. I.A. Middleton, D.R. Ebbett and B. Gleeson. Ray Green trained at Pukekohe. David Butcher. Totes will see number 5 Aliente returns 760 and 220, 760 and 220. 6 Asuka at $3 even, $3, and 3 Cha-Ching, $1.50, $1.50. Barry Purdon Quinella returns handsomely, $26.40, $26.40. Trifecta $266.40, $266.40. And the first 4, $1,129.50, $1,129.50.
After week across the grades and of course many in the top flight, and they've got Winsome Jenny lining up in the New Zealand Oaks next week, sponsored by Robbie's Bar and Bistro, after she was an outstanding winner, the fastest heat winner last night, first up at Addington for her, and she was terrific. So that's Sam and Big Time Dasher. Put him in for second behind Call Me Ralph, who, as Elizabeth said, downgrades. Look, he is rising 4.5 now, but not so long ago he was a Class 4 winner and then a Class 5 winner at Palmerston North, so he's still got it. And like Elizabeth, I would like him ideally a bit wider, but he's still very capable. Call Me Ralph. Went 3 over the 1. Then the 6, Homebush Olive. There's the 8. That's Blue Senior. Alan Trask doing the handling for Nathan Yudi because Nathan's got a couple in here. Hanafi Ace is his other one that he's handling off box 5. The 6, Homebush Olive, I'm not really in love with the draw, but she is drawn outside Hanafi Ace, who's not the quickest off the lids. And she won here last week from a more suitable box 2. Then she went to Manukau, and I wondered whether she'd be able to pick the jump there with a quiet lure up there. Well, she did, and she won well, Homebush Olive, so she's looking for 3 in a week. She is up in class here, however. They were class 3 wins. Number 4 is Alleged Domain. Now the key for her, she's the other Hearn runner in here outside of Big Time Dasher. If Alleged Domain can clear Call Me Ralph early, and she can, because Call Me Ralph's not the quickest off the lids as a rule, then that puts her pretty much up on the pace, and you'd think that she could be a chance from there. She's had 2 runs back since a 2-month spell. Alleged Domain. Hanafi Ace out in box 5, usually a bit tardy as well, so Alleged Domain could find some space early, and that would bring her into calculations. The 7 Dog, Captain's Choice, was a winner last Friday, then backed that up with a third behind Semantics on that wet track at Palmerston North, and they were his first 2 runs for Matt Roberts since coming north. Blue Senior, Nathan's other dog, won a class 4 here before Christmas. It's going to be a tough gig getting across this field from box 8. He's a capable dog. He's clocked a 17.54, has Blue Senior, as we tick up to start time here. Manu Rama off box number 2. He's just stepped up into this grade. Could be quite tough for him, but he is drawn inside Call Me Ralph, so that's a good thing for him. The white dog there in the black and white rug. Race 7, Keenan Concrete, class 4. 305 metres, forward they come. Big Time Dasher off the inside. Call Me Ralph in 3. Gold Rug Hanafi Ace. Out in box 7 is Captain's Choice. Call Me Ralph, $3.40, $1.60. Narrow favourite from the 1. Second line going forward, Manu Rama. Followed up by Alleged Domain, Homebush Olive, Blue Senior. Lined and ready. Bunny on the run to the boxes, are about set to break. Racing, Big Time Dasher was slow the inside, and Alleged Domain bounced, but so did Call Me Ralph, gets to second. Then we've got Manu Rama. They'd be followed through then by Hanafi Ace, starting to run into the racer. A little bit wider to Captain's Choice. Well back to Big Time Dasher. Further back in the race then to Homebush Olive and Blue Senior. Up they come. Call Me Ralph blows on by and scores from Manu Rama. Third to go by Hanafi Ace, got there ahead of Big Time Dasher. They'll be followed back in the piece by Homebush Olive and Captain's Choice. Alleged Domain threw it away really, and back with that was Blue Senior. Call Me Ralph. He's a great dog. Win 37 now. And he hopped out well tonight. He got into a lovely spot there on the tail of Alleged Domain. And coming to the corner, had gapped, and Manu Rama ran to second. Hanafi Ace running on strongly. Out wide, a Big Time Dasher had missed the start. Something must be wrong with Alleged Domain. She shouldn't have dropped back that quickly. So 3, 2, 5 and 1. The numbers well scattered. What's he clocked tonight? 17.55. 6.95 the lead up. So Alleged Domain was going well early. 10.60 the run home. 3.5 lengths by 1 1/4 lengths by 1 length. Call Me Ralph. Win 37 in his career. Start 126. He bounces straight back to class 5 for the Lifestyle Syndicate. Graham and Jen Clark at Kaitiiki National Park. And where is he now? Ooh, about $75,000 in stakes. Magnificent stuff. That's the 7th. We look forward to race number 8, the Harrison Hire Master. We see the return of Exponential Lily Elizabeth at 7:41.
You can't wait to see him back on the track, Exponential Lily. We haven't seen him since he got a slight injury there in the semi of the Railway Sprint up at Manukau back in February, so comes up with box 1 where he wants to be. That's going to be a great race there in the 8th. Number 3, Call Me Ralph. What a greyhound there. Too good there in race number 7 at Hattrick. That result won't be too far away. And also just echo what Mark said earlier on. Happy birthday to handler Sam Lizelle, working on his birthday, but hope he's having a good day nonetheless. Up next, we're back at Albion Park, meeting code 24, race 8. Favourite here is number 1, Advanced Art, 291.40 fixed, 331.70 on the tote. He's a 6-year-old gelding by Art Major. He's been third in his last couple of races. Last time out, betting around half a length behind Judah Ben Hur, and was held up during the race that day. Number 3 is Finley, also with support, $6.160 fixed, $6.90 on the tone. Better run for third last start here, and behind Long Term Fallon was only beaten around a length. Chris Barsby's gone 5 to beat 1, 8 and 3. We'll be joining him right after this.
Better.
Up to race number 8 at Albion Park, harness meeting code 24. We've also got that result to bring you from the previous there at Hattrick. It was taken up by 3 Call Me Ralph 360 and $1.60. Number 2 Manu Rama 350 and 5 Hanafi Ace 250. 2-3 Quinalapes 2110 trifecta 325 $340.70. First 4 3251 $969.30. Just getting the update for Triple Trio 0.2 of a live unit. The concession pool $621.65. Look, you can start to get excited because that concession pool is terminating. So if you're sitting on a percentage ticket, you've already got a pretty good collect there. 0.2 of a live unit. Lots of good luck going into the last leg there of Triple Trio. Don't forget tonight as well, we've got pick 6 in operation at Alexandra Park. $25,000 guaranteed, and that gets underway with race 6 at 7:55. So you've still got a bit of time to think about your pick 6 there tonight at the harness. Here at Albion Park, it's the first leg of a double, and wrapping the quaddie, 1 advanced art, the $2.70 fixed odds favourite is at $3 on the tote. There is number 8 Franco Novak on screen, paying around $5. He's had a couple of runs back this prep. Look, he wasn't beaten by much last start here. Only went down 2 lengths and behind Don Boston, went 6th, and that was on the 10th of April. After this one, we're back at Bendigo for race 7. Number 3, Kraken Conan, the $2.40 favourite, will be there hard off the back of race number 8 at Albion Park.
Now, race 8. This race over the mile. Favouritism, again with 1 advanced start. He was a beaten favourite at Redcliffe last time out. $2.70 the tote, $2.50 fixed. That trifecta pool continues to build. There was a guaranteed $10,000 pool, so that trifecta pool building quite nicely here for race number 8. We're just about set. The favourite running from the inside gate. And the mobile now enters the back straight. Stand by. There's the light, the arms fold, they're away. Advanced start from the inside left wheel. Finley shows speed, Chicken on a Chain pushing forward. Long Road to Fame out deeper going forward. Her X and I between runners. Franco Novak the inside. Our Stormbird caught deep, then Alter Antonio Real Magic. Quick turn, place your bet. And going right back to the tail from the wide draw, Forest Fury. 3.5 was the lead time. Going clear, Finley shows the way. Long Road to Fame without cover. Our Stormbird caught 3 wide, pushing forward. Leaders back was Advanced Start, race favourite. He's now lying 4th as our Stormbird finds the position on the outside of the leader. Midfield in the moving line, Chicken on a Chain. 3 back on the inside, Franco Novak. Next, Her X and I, then Real Magic. Alter Antonio given his cue early. He takes off 3 wide, quick turn. He's got a friend to follow, tracking up behind Alter Antonio. Then Forest Fury and Place Your Bet last, but joining the 3 wide line as they head towards the halfway marker. That first quarter can't be right. 31.8. Leading the way, it's Finley. Finley in front. Our Stormbird without cover. Advanced Start. Leaders back 3rd. Going up solo. 3 wide. Alter Antonio. Long Road to Fame the centre. Franco Novak the inside. Quick turn. 3 wide with cover. Chicken on a Chain the centre. Then Place Your Bet. Her X and I. Real Magic. Forest Fury last on the inside, heading down the back straight. 500 metres left to run. Finley in front, leading the way by a neck. Our Stormbird called on. 3 wide Alter Antonio. Advanced Start, the favourite, going easily. He just waits on that passing lane run. Long Road to Fame locked in the box. No racing room. Then Quick Turn, Franco Novak. Place Your Bet, Chicken on a Chain, Real Magic, Herrex and I, Forest Fury. They straighten now. Finley shows the way. Advanced Start diving into the sprint lane. Wider on the track was Alter Antonio with Quick Turn. Finley in front. Advanced Start is going to him. Advanced Start finishing fast. He takes the prize. Advanced Start beat Finley. Quick Turn, Alter Antonio, Real Magic. Wider, Place Your Bet, Franco Novak, Forest Fury. Long Road to Fame, hard on their backs. Then Chicken on a Chain, Herrex and I, Our Stormbird, 29.3. 1:57 is the mile rate, but we'll run a check on those times.
Great finish there by the favourite. Number 1, Advanced Art, wins the 8th there at Albion Park. The 6-year-old gelding by Art Major out of Daylight Advance gets a 1-8 at start number 62 today. Number 3, Finley in second. He's caught number 11, Quick Turn in third, and looking at that replay, it looks as though he has just got it there in a lineup for 4th. Nearly on start time now for race number 7 at the Bendigo Greyhounds. Number 3, Kraken Conan, the favourite. Greyhound with very good box speed and in great form at the moment, $2.40 and $1.40. Number 7 is Eleanor Beach. She can also jump pretty well and should find today's race a bit easier than recent assignments, paying $5.10. Ron Hawkswell's gone 3 to beat 7, 2 and 1. His selections here 3 to beat 7, 2 and 1 as we join him for race 7.
Very popular quaddie, running double paid about $6. A good win in the previous race there, coming from well back to the favourite, referred to Nanya Tron in this race here. Number 3, Kraken Conan's the favourite at $2.60 and $2.40 fixed. 7, Eleanor Beach at $5.10 and 5 even fixed, and 8, Black and Pretty at $7.90 and $7.50 fixed odds. Getting set now. Moving in, right, thanks Dave, they're getting set here. I see Aeroplane City completed in a retirement trial 2 starts ago. It was second in a field of 4 there at Ballarat. Coming to line, but the favourites here are numbers 3 and 7. Coming to line now, Hello Sunshine the inside, they're all in set to go. The favourite is Kraken Conan in box 3, they're set. Racing, Hello Sunshine on the inside, jumped away well there with Naoki Lynx, who goes to the lead from Hello Sunshine. They were followed further back by Kraken Conan. The favourite is buried back on the inside. Further back going around them there, Black and Pretty. In trouble there, Black and Pretty went out to the tail. Well back then came Hot and Lonesome and also Eleanor Beach coming up to the turn now. Naoki Lynx takes the lead. Kraken Conan's down the outside with a fair run. Naoki Lynx and Kraken Conan. Kraken Conan takes the lead and wins it. Second, Naomi Lynx. Third is tight. Aeroplane Cindy or Hello Sunshine. Behind them then came Black and Pretty, followed by Hot and Lonesome, Eleanor Beach, and the time 24.20.
Set to do it the hard way, the favourite, number 3, Kraken Conan, but she's hit the line well and been too good. She's by Nitro Burst out of Strawberry Field. Has beaten number 2, Noaki Lynx, and then a photo there for 3rd and 4th. 6 minutes out here from race number 5 at Alexandra Park. And Greg O'Connor, the first of your features tonight, and you've got a short-priced favourite in Speeding Spur.
Yeah, thanks, Liz. Look, he was outstanding at Addington, winning the Derby pretty comfortably over arch rival Prince Fearless. They've drawn alongside each other tonight. Craig Thompson, different set of circumstances here. Shorter distance, obviously, the 2,200 metres, and plenty of speed drawn off the front line, a little bit wider out.
I think probably the most predominant factor of all of those, Greg, is one's raced here on 5 occasions and won 4 times. The other hasn't been to Alexandra Park in the past. And we know with trotters, you need to look at the park. He wasn't here at the workouts. That's why I haven't got him on top tonight, Prince Fearless, because I think the advantage lies with Speeding Spur's gate speed, his draw, and also being here on a regular basis. You caught up with, of course, Greg and Nina Hope. They have Monbay along with Mossdale Connor in the feature tonight. This is what Greg said to the other Greg.
Greg, 2 for you and Nina in the sire stakes for the trotters. Everybody knows, probably shouldn't be a maiden, but many of those races have been against the best.
Yeah, that's right. He's run 2 minutes in his races. Like he's come up because he's half owned up here, and they're quite keen to see him have 2 or 3 starts up here. But he'll probably be outclassed, I think.
All right, so maybe 4th at best with him. Monbay's a different kettle of fish. You had your issues going into the Derby at Addington, but sectionally and the run that he got in the race, it was almost the run of the race.
Yeah, no, he went super. We love the horse. We wouldn't swap him for anything else in the race, you know. We think he's the best. And hopefully tonight he'll prove it.
His trial here against the Pacers on Saturday must only have pleased you and Nina.
Yeah, no, we asked Murray to give him a good hit out because we did that before the Jules, and he duly delivered. And he'll definitely, you've got to respect the speeding spur that's raced here, but we're really confident that he'll acquit himself well.
He does have gate speed, and with Habibti Ivy drawn to his inside, there could be plenty of speed on early, but he's certainly capable of going with them, so he has options.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not Ricky's nature to go hard out of the gate, so he's just going to let him settle, and he'll be matching it at some stage with him.
Right, last year team of course goes in the Taylor Mile. Mossdale Connor, very good at Forbury Park and trialled nicely again on Saturday.
Yeah, no, he's in career best form really. He went super, sprinted 3 times, went a track record at Forbury, just went down the last 50. He'll go super. I mean, he can run time, and why can't he be right in the finish?
Yeah, I think he will be from the barrier draw because he has gate speed. We saw that in the harness duels, so he is capable of getting to the markers, which, as we know on the Taylor Mile, is the place to be.
Yeah, definitely. You got to be up to the front, and he's definitely good enough to lead. He's got enough speed to cross them. So whether Murray decides to lead or trail, I don't know, but that's why we put the best on.
All right, good luck tonight, Greg.
Thanks. We'll need it.
That's Greg Hope, training with his wife. Of course, Monbay, and everybody knows in this, and later on Mossdale Connor. 18th running of the Lone Star Riccarton Sire Stakes Championship. Won by some good horses, Craig. No question about that at all. You think of horses like One Over Kenny, Houdini Star, Sovereignty, in the more recent times, Royal Aspirations, Paramount Gigi 4 or 5 years ago, and the very talented but ill-fated Cardon.
Absolutely. The likes of Lot of Loves, the one I think 3 years ago. It's a good race for good horses, and I expect the likes of Speeding Spur, Monbay and Prince Fearless to dominate the race today. I think Speeding Spur on top from the draw. On top, the horse that really got my eye warming them up, Bo, was Monbay. I thought he warmed up outstandingly well. His workout here on Saturday was one of the best I've seen in quite some time.
He beat the paces.
He did. For a horse that having his first trial here, he just got round like a greyhound. So I expect a big run from Monbay tonight. I think he's the best value in the race. Speeding Spur on top, Monbay second. Prince Fearless will improve with the run tonight, but he's drawn handily enough to be right in it. And I thought Habibti Ivy, with the run that she showed at Addington, has to make the top 4. Just quickly through from the racing desk before I throw back to you, Greg. 650 multis running through Speeding Spur. 650, that's a considerable amount, and they've taken 2 $5,000 bets on them.
What do you expect here, though? Because I'm thinking if Habibti Ivy and Monbay come out, if they're able to get across, and I believe they certainly have the potential to do that, that gives them a terrific winning chance, whereas Speeding Spur, I don't think he's just... if you're taking $1.50, you'd like to see them jump straight to the lead, dominate from the top end. I'm just not convinced that's going to happen.
Well,
here.
If you're going on the Addington run, both Prince Fearless and Habibti Ivy posied up in front of Speeding Spur. Now, he got there eventually, but he didn't get there at the start. And I'm predicting that Habibti Ivy may get across early here. Monbay might come across with it. Would they both hand? I think Habibti Ivy would. I don't know if about Monbay.
Yeah, look, it is a different set of circumstances to the Derby in that Speeding Spur might have just caught them a little bit napping as well. Nobody expected him to just roll to the front and dominate from the top end. Now they've seen that, there might be a little bit more reluctance to just allow that to happen.
Yeah, I think that there will be. I think Habibti Ivy is a better horse with a sit. Monbay has shown in the past that he's better when he's on the speed and rolling. That's what he's good at. He did it in the Jewels last year. I'd like to see Rick May be aggressive, and I think he will be.
You're Going to Kiss Me or Not comes up with Barrier 1. Yes, the latest performance was in the Oaks. Her record here at the Park gives her a first 4 chance at least.
Well, the draw does, for sure. I mean, I think she'll probably posse up 3 back on the fence. She was a workout winner last Saturday, Greg. She's a lovely filly who's got a great record at Alexandra Park. I mean, she had 10 starts here, 7 wins, 3 placings. Never out of the money in 10 starts. I don't think she can win the race, but she has a first 4 chance.
Where is the filly Aria at? Beautifully bred, as we know. The half-sister, of course, to Stent. She's won 10 from 16 and, importantly, 1 from 1 here at the Park.
Is it a case of a horse that was just a natural early horse and the others have caught up? That's what I'm thinking with Aria. I think she has the ability to be competitive in a race like this. It'd be good for the sponsor if she puts her hand up and does the job and puts so much money into the race. So I think Aria, definite chance of a top 4. I don't see her winning the race.
All right, in 1 then, straight out.
In 1, I'll go Monbay each way.
All right, each way for Craig Thompson on Monbay. Up to you, Aaron White, for the first of our features. This is the Lone Star Riccarton Sire Stakes final.
Alabaram about to start its search for the 2200 metre dispatch for the Group 2 Lone Star Riccarton Sires Stakes champs. Aria for race sponsor Trevor Casey. First one up onto the arm for Mark Purdon. Monbay comes forward. Habib Diivy. Everybody knows comes up. Prince Fearless, favourite for the race, Speeding Spur. You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not draws barrier 1. And Rock Tonight on the Unruly. Thanks, Greg. Just as you cross up to the commentary box, Rock Tonight has galloped in the score up here. So it was on the Unruly. It's back down and trotting now. It's about 10 lengths off the back of the Mobile with 200 metres to dispatch. So I think you'll find, no, he won't. He's galloped again. So they come to the corner. And Rock Tonight will miss the start. This the Group 2. Lone Star Riccarton Sires Stakes champs. Favourite out of barrier 2, Speeding Spur. Green light. They're off. Oaks winner, Habib Diivy, first off the Mobile, over You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not and Speeding Spur. Then Prince Fearless, everybody knows, with stablemate Monbay. Now Prince Fearless is gallop going to the first corner here. In fourth, he's been taken up the track by Natalie. Further back in the field, Aria and Rock Tonight. So round the stables corner, and Prince Fearless still galloping here as Speeding Spur, the race favourite, goes around to take up the running, the Derby winner. Habib Diivy into the trail, then You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not, everybody knows. Monbay sitting parked around Rock Tonight, Aria. And Prince Fearless has lost his chance in the Group 2 Lone Star Riccarton Sires Stakes champs with that early gallop. 1,600 metres left to go. The lead time in 44.3. And Speeding Spur, Joshua Dickey. A length and a half, Habib Diivy in the trail. Then You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not. Monbay on the outside of its stablemate, everybody knows. In the 1-1 is Aria in the Lone Star colours for race sponsor Trevor Casey, and back on the inside then to Rock Tonight. And there's a good 10 lengths away to Prince Fearless as they work off the showgrounds turn and work down the lane. Speeding Spur leads away by 2 over the Oaks winner Habib Diivy, last season's Jules winner Monbay. Progressing forward, sitting out park, just inching forward around You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not. Aria 1-1. Everybody knows 4 back on the inside, then Rock Tonight, and 5 or 6 away Prince Fearless. 32-1 the opening quarter. Judge Bellin 1 to go. They work the stables corner, and Speeding Spur, Joshua Dickey dictating the terms. Habib Diivy, Blue Orange in the trail, and Monbay sitting park for Ricky May. Rock Tonight galloped out the back. You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not, 3 back on the inside for the Magic Man Morris McKendry. Aria 1-1 for Mark Purdon. 2 lengths everybody knows, and there followed Rock Tonight, Prince Fearless. 31-7 the second quarter. Group 2 Lone Star Riccarton Sires Stakes champs and the Derby winner. Speeding Spur by a length. Monbay on the outside. Habib Diivy's travelling nicely in the trail. 1-1 Aria. Back on the inside. You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not. Then everybody knows Rock Tonight, Prince Fearless. Off the back they come. They sweep across the showgrounds turn. Speeding Spur at the 400 third quarter in 29.6. Monbay's a half a length away. Habib Diivy for the passing lane. Aria's close enough. If good enough, then You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not. Homeward bound. Speeding Spur 3/4. Monbay. Aria down the outside. Habib Diivy, and You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not. Speeding Spur coming strongly. Monbay on the outside. Habib Diivy on the passing lane. Speeding Spur, Monbay, Habib Diivy. Speeding Spur, he gets the big hit out, and he'll just get the Sires Stakes. Second over on the outside, Monbay, Habib Diivy. Then Aria, You're Gonna Kiss Me or Not, everybody knows. Prince Fearless blew it with an early gallop. Rock Tonight to be the last. Group 2, Lone Star Riccarton Sires Stakes champs. Well, he knows how to get the head to the maximum position, this horse. That's what's got him the victory. Speeding Spur, Monbay dives very late on the outside to make it very tight on the line, but Speeding Spur, yeah, I'll say you get the head out and win over Monbay, a nose between them. Habib Diivy, good run third. Aria for fourth, and the first of our Group 2 features. A great finish.
Official placings, race 5 and the Group 2 Lone Star Riccarton Sire Stakes Champs Mobile Trot. 265714. 265714. Horse 2, Speeding Spur, trotted the 2200 metres from a mobile and 245.75. It's a mile rate of 21.2. Last 857.5 and the 427.8. The margins and O's, a half neck, 2 1/4 lengths. 265714, race 5, the Group 2 Lone Star Riccarton Sire Stakes Champs.
Terrific contest, the Sire Stakes Championship final, won by this very good horse, Speeding Spur. But Josh Dickey, it was a rather bare margin in the finish.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hairy moment there, that last bit. But, you know, the horse prevailed and, you know, it was a good effort to hang on. Yeah.
All right, you summed the race up beautifully at the start. Abibdi Ivy got across early, but the front was always going to be there, and once there, he was in the perfect spot.
Yeah, he was. He just didn't really switch on as good tonight. He just shied at a couple of things off the back, and yeah, he'll be a lot better for it next week. But yeah, no, it was just, as I say, it was a good effort to win. Yeah.
He's got a good horse's record now. Of course, already a Group 1 winner. Picks up a Group 2 tonight. Heading towards that derby, I'm sure that your father has the jewels in mind as well. So therefore, he must improve out of tonight's run.
Yeah, he will, Greg. It's like we purposely didn't trial him last week for that. You know, he's got some big races coming up, and you know we didn't want to overdo it with him. But I think it showed tonight. Just that last bit, he probably was just found a little bit. But you know, he'll really be improving for next week.
He's got a unique racing style, and the way he stretches his neck probably helped him tonight.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it's very unique, as you say, but I'm happy to be on the winning side of that neck stretching out.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to you, Josh. Well done.
Thanks very much, Greg.
Greg O'Connor with the race-winning driver Joshua Dickey, Speeding Spur to come back at the head of the field, raced by the Woodlands Partnership Syndicate. Kieran Reid, Andy Ellis, Dick Taylor, David Hewitt, congratulations to you. Pegasus Spur, Della's Speed, 3-year-old Bay Colt, win 8. At start 14, he's your Jules leader. He's the Derby winner, the New Zealand Trotting Derby winner, and he'll start favourite in the Northern Trotting Derby also. Bred by Woodland Stud, New Zealand Limited. Back at the head of the field, greeted by Trevor Casey from Lone Star Riccarton, and Graham Henley there for the Sires Stakes board. John and Joshua Dickey, the trainers at Clevedon with the Speeding Spur. 6 Mon Bay goes down a nose, Love You. Deirdre Darling, 3-year-old Bay Gelding, raced by GP and Mrs. NM Hope, along with MJ Malloy. Greg and Nina Hope trained at Woodend Beach, and Ricky May. And 5, Habibdi Ivy. Good run, 3rd, Love You, 10-1. Chestnut, 3-year-old filly for G. Margsill, along with J. Margsill, Paul Nean trained at Leaston, and Blair Orange. Number 2, Speeding Spur, returns $1.70 and $1.10, $1.70, $1.10. 6 Mon Bay, $1.50, $1.50, and 5 Habibdi Ivy, $2 even, $2. Quinella, $4.30, $4.30. Trifecta, $27.50, $27.50. First 4, $94.94. 5 and 2 in the double, $13.40, $13.40. 5-6 concession at $14.90, $14.90. Early quaddie, 8, 9, 5 and 2, $173.80, $173.80. We go down for the official presentation of the first of our group features tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome Michael Guerin to the microphone. And Michael, if he's got a normal head carriage, this horse, he goes down a half a head.
Yeah, hi Aaron, a great call by the way too on the first of our feature races for the night, and Speeding Spur adds this very important race to the Group 1 Derby he won at Addington a few weeks ago. For those of you who are not regular harness racing fans, you may not know that the horse who just won the feature race has 2 of its owners on the field at AMI Stadium tonight. Kieran Reid and Andy Ellis among those who own this horse, and they are of course playing for the Crusaders against the Chiefs very, very shortly. So congratulations to them. and the connections, of course, of this wonderful horse. All of these star horses are back next week for the Northern Trotting Derby. It's my great pleasure on behalf of the Auckland Trotting Club to welcome forward Board of Director member Bruce Carter to assist in the presentation for the first of our features tonight. Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks, Mick. We would like, on behalf of the Auckland Trotting Club, we'd like to thank the sponsors of this race, Lone Star Riccarton, and we would like Trevor Casey to come forward to present the trophies to the connections of the winner, Speeding Spur.
It's a bit different being a sponsor, but it gives me great pleasure to present the trophy on behalf of Lone Star Riccarton and Lone Stars throughout the country. I'm very proud to be part of this brand, and it gives me great pleasure to sponsor a race, and it's very good to see Speeding Spur win it. He deserves it, and I'd like the connections to come forward and receive the trophy. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, on behalf of Woodland Stud and all the syndicate members, a good number of which we have here behind me, and also others in Greymouth, Christchurch, Clark's Beach and Auckland. Thank you very much, Trevor, at the Lone Star Riccarton, for your sponsorship. It's not very often that a trotting race is run that you don't actually win, so thank you very much for that. It was a very close run race, and just shows the calibre of the field we had tonight. So everyone else in the race, well done. And of course, especially to John and Linda and Joshua for a great training effort, and Josh and his drive rated to perfection, and yeah, we thank them very much.
Thank you, Hazel, and well spoken on behalf of Woodland Stud, who of course put together the syndicate to race this horse. They are the sponsors of the next on the card. Next up, it's Group 1 action here at Alexandra Park. That's the absolute top shelf stuff. $120,000 for the fillies. Favourite for the next is Northern Velocity. Shortly, Aaron White will bring them onto the track here for race 6. Don't forget, pick 6 yet to kick off for the evening. Pick 6 available here at Alexandra Park.
And welcome back into Alexandra Park as we build to the first of our Group 1s off the back of the Sire Stakes Championship, won by the hot favourite Speeding Spur by a very narrow margin over a game Mon Bay. If that's any indication of the racing we have still to follow, make sure you stay tuned here to Alexandra Park. Runners just coming into the birdcage slightly later than what they normally do, so I'm sure I'll get a chance to complete their preliminaries and we'll be pretty close to start time for race number 6, this being the Woodland Stud Caduceus Club 2-year-old Fillies Classic. Craig Thompson just back to that previous. The importance of having some significant names and ownership of horses never more evident than the previous. One, Kieran Reid, Andy Ellis, Dick Taylor, a former president of the Canterbury Supporters Club, and Dave Hewitt. They might be watching another channel right about now because there's a rather large Super Rugby game going on, but having them involved in Speeding Spur can only be a good thing.
Oh, it's great to have sportsmen involved in harness racing, the likes of Kyle Mills, Brendan McCullum. We've seen with the cricketers, the rugby players involved in this one, and they've got a beauty. I mean, he's won a trotting derby. He's now won this Group 2 race here tonight. He'll go forward to next week, and he's a real good trotter. I mean, he's putting himself in the right spot. The margin was short tonight. It's the ungainliness of him, the way he gets home too. I mean, halfway down that lane, he looked like he's going to get beaten twice by Mon Bay, but he sticks that little neck out and that little beak, and he did the job tonight.
Exactly as Josh said. I'd rather be on the right side of that neck stretch than the wrong, and he certainly has been. He's won the 8 from 14 now. There's Northern Velocity, one of 3 charges for the all-conquering All-Stars team. Not that long ago I caught up with Mark Purdon because that barn has a rather large part to play in the remainder of the night. Mark, while it was disappointing to lose the favourite Dream About Me out of this race, you bring a 3-pronged attack which still looks very, very formidable for the opposition.
Yes, I think so. I think Northern Velocity, she raced good last start, but probably just didn't go as good as we expected. But she's got a good draw, she's travelled up well, and training's been good since she's been up here, so I think she's a pick of the 3.
All right. Hard for her to beat, though, will be Arden's Choice. We know she got it wrong here a couple of starts back, but she was very good at Addington.
Yeah, she was, yeah. Still a little bit of a concern this way round, Greg, and not 100% confident that the ride's going to be easy with her, but she's got the ability, and she does handle things better.
Other runner, sophisticated lady, very good first up, but since then, what have you made of those?
Yeah, no, she's just struggled a bit against the better ones, Greg.
Okay, moving on to Willow, race number 7. Great run in the Group 1 Breeders. Frank that with a terrific performance at Addington last time, and she races well here.
Yes, yeah, comes in a nice mark, and she should go a very good race.
Right, on to race number 8, which is the Taylor Mile, Border Control and a sire. Border Control, we know his record over the short course is very, very good, and of course a great run over the 2 miles in the Easter Cup.
Yes, that's right. He's racing really good. He's got a year on most of these horses, and he's got a handy draw to take advantage of.
Where would you like to posse up with him, Mark? Because he is pretty versatile.
Yes, he is. Whether he'd have the speed to cross to the front, but ideally that'd probably be the place to be.
All right. What about a sire? Of course, he went great in the Chariots. Since coming back, though, things just didn't pan out for him at Forbury Park. Do we just rule a line through that?
I think so. It's still a great run, and if he'd made the front, he probably could have won it on the night. So, but it's a very strong field, this, and there's a number of horses that could win it.
On to race number 9, and King Denny, of course, goes around in our final Group 1 tonight. He's been stepped up to Town Hall Company, like you always anticipated he would get there. What have you made of him so far in this level?
Yeah, well, he's going to adjust to it, Greg, but he's drawn outside some of the favoured runners that'll probably have his measure tonight. But, I think come back next season he'll be right in play here.
All right, really appreciate your time as always. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Greg. Okay.
Mark Purdon trains with Natalie Rasmussen, of course. There's Northern Velocity. What I glean from that is pretty much he believes she's the best chance and therefore should win the race just on tractability, because we've seen Arden's Choice get it wrong here before, and we saw it in a heat of the size, I think it was.
Yeah, in the Welcome Stakes.
And the Welcome Stakes it was, sorry. Yep. Yeah, when clearly she was going to run second.
Absolutely.
And gallop late, so she's got a few issues.
She has. I think the smaller field will help Arden's Choice tonight. They paid the late payment on Northern Velocity. It was a significant payment too, Greg. It was around about $12,000, I think, to get into this race tonight. So she's got the better draw. She's got a bit of gate speed. You'd think she'd get across Seems Delight. Nah, you ready, girl? So it's her race to lose from being in front. I think the only one that'll come out with her is Louisiana Belle Midfru. She's pretty quick off the gate. I thought her run first up was very good as we look at Arden's Choice and the Lone Star colours here. For me, it's 3 to beat 7 and 5. I'm playing at a pick 6 tonight. I think I'd be happy with those 3 on my ticket. But yes, Northern Velocity, of course, very good first up, Greg, and then had to sit parked out last start. That's not really.
It was just race pattern. It just didn't plan out.
And Arden's Choice got no back. Got on her back on the 1-1 and only had to pull at the top of the straight. I think tonight, if you reverse the draws here and Arden's Choice drew inside Northern Velocity, I don't think there'd be that much between them in the market.
Are You Ready Girl starts from the coveted position of barrier 1 as we get a look there at the 5 Louisiana Belle Midfru. It's a mouthful, but she's really talented, and we know this family have been very good to not only trainer Nigel McGrath, but of course the Mooney family.
Absolutely. The Midfru family with, of course, they've had a lot of success with it, and this one by American Ideal showed the gate speed to lead. She may have to come out quick tonight to get across Northern Velocity, but you've got to remember tonight, a lot of these horses, a lot of these 2-year-olds have never raced past 1,700 metres. Tonight they step over 2,200 metres, so it's an extra 500 metres plus the score up. It's like a 2,400 metre race, Greg, and I just thought if it came down to a slog, I thought the Northern Velocity would probably outstay a few here. I think Arden's Choice is another one that'll get a strong 2,200.
Quite like this filly, though, Louisiana Belle Midfru, and I think she is possibly the most progressive in terms of what we've seen on the racetrack thus far, and she looks really primed for a big run here tonight. Better Love Me, filly by Better's Delight. Not surprisingly, we heard from Brent Mangos earlier. He said, look, she's a wee way off being a really nice horse, but he believes, as many of the Better's Delights do, Craig, that she'll only get even more tractable and more sensible with racing, and therefore better with racing.
Yeah, I've seen her a couple of times at the trials, Greg. She's quite a big filly. I think mentally and physically she's still a little bit not there, maybe 3 or 6 months away. She also can do the odd thing wrong in her trials. I think she might have spreaders on tonight. She's one of those fillies that will keep improving. There might be here a couple sharper, but she's got to do a good job. Of course, Northern Velocity, just quickly back to her, she's a half to Pembroke Benny, got a bit of family beside her name. I think this one will keep progressing through the gates. Have a look at the family beside this one's name, out of Hot Shoe Shuffle by Better's Delight. Wouldn't get a better bred horse going round tonight, Greg, from barrier number 2.
You're not wrong there, and she was a winner at Addington, of course, 3 starts back. It was an upset winner. That was the race that Northern Velocity took its hook around the final bend, and she was able to get through and won that quite nicely. The Mackay family on course tonight. Of course, earlier on in the program, they had the trotter go round of Paul Nens, Waterloo Sunset. I'm pretty sure that's the one they're in. Yeah, it is, and they believe they can get some money tonight with this filly, Sem's Delight. There's the 4 Sophisticated Lady, Tony Hulahy driving, of course, for Mark Purdon and Natalie Rasmussen. Look, her first up run was very good, but her 2 subsequent efforts at Invercargill, just never really in the race behind Northern Velocity, and then that latest performance behind Arden's Choice. Not a lot to get excited about for this race.
No, clearly the third of the 3 Purdon runners, and that's why she's at a quote of $30, reflects her chances here. Just through from the bookmakers, big money coming here for the favourite here, Northern Velocity. They've taken considerable amount and a large multi finishing on her of around about $45,000. So clearly best back runner, race number 6. First leg of tonight's pick 6, number 3, Northern Velocity.
Aaron White, up to you for the first of the Group 1s tonight. This is the 30th running of the Woodland Stud Caduceus Club 2-year-old Phillies Classic. In the last 4 or 5 years, we've seen some exciting fillies take it out, including Venus Serena a couple of years ago, and last year, Linda Lovegrace.
Yeah, it's been a great race for many years, hasn't it? On with 3, Northern Velocity, over the 7, Arden's Choice. She'll have to do everything right, as you guys mentioned. The last time she was here in that Young Guns final, she did get it wrong just after the start. I think the 2200's a key around her chances, Arden's Choice. This Louisiana Belle Midfru, she's a lovely filly by American Ideal. I watched her through most of her prelim. What a beautiful filly she is, out of that good Lulabelle Midfru breed. And Matthew Williamson and Better Love Me in the mix too after a solid debut third at Cambridge. In behind the mobile for the first of the Group 1 action tonight. Woodland Stud, Caduceus Club 2-year-old fillies Classic. The 2-year-old fillies work into the home straight. Starter Frank Phelan About to activate the green light. There it is. And we're off in the Group 1 Woodland Stud Caduceus Club Phillies Classic. And Louisiana Belle Midfruit comes off the arm strongly with Northern Velocity. But at the judge, Louisiana Belle Midfruit takes up the running. And she immediately pricks the ears on the stable's corner. Are You Ready Girl will settle down in third. Then Sophisticated Lady. 2 lengths Sims Delight. To her outside is second favourite Arden's Choice. And last is Better Love Me. 1800 left to go. Louisiana Belle Midfruit, the American Ideal filly, a length and a half. From Northern Velocity in the trail now for Natalie Rasmussen. 2 lengths Are You Ready Girl. 2.5 Sophisticated Lady. Arden's Choice doing it tough, parked around Sims Delight second last. Better Love Me on the back of Arden's Choice back last. 44 the lead time, so she's got a comfortable lead here too. Louisiana Belle Midfruit off the back and onto the showgrounds turn. She's just flicking the ears. She's having a good look around the park tonight. First look here, of course, as too for Northern Velocity in the trail. Coming forward, Sophisticated Lady now for the Iceman Tony Hurley to sit park. Then Are You Ready Girl on the inside. Arden's Choice Mark Purden 1-1. Sims Delight 4 back on the inside, and to its outside was Better Love Me. And Brent Mangos through the straight. 32 and 8 the opening quarter. Group 1 Woodland Stud Caduceus Club 2-year-old Phillies Classic. And Louisiana Belle Midfruit, Judge Bellin 1 to go. A length Sophisticated Lady the outside as they work the stables corner. Northern Velocity, the Mark III fillies had a lovely trip in transit on the back of the third favourite, second favourite Arden's Choice in the 1-1. Then Are You Ready Girl, 3 back on the inside for the Wizard Todd Mitchell. Better Love Me. Sims Delight, John Dunn last second quarter, 30.9. Louisiana Belle Midfruit into the back and neck. Sophisticated Lady on the outside. Northern Velocity travels nicely in the trail, 1-1. Arden's Choice, the Pan-Pacific Flight filly. She's on a nice rein in fourth. Then Are You Ready Girl, Better Love Me, and 2 lengths Sims Delight. Group 1 Woodland Stud Caduceus Club 2-year-old Phillies Classic. Louisiana Belle Midfruit up on the outside. Sophisticated Lady, 400 left to go. The burner's on now. Oh, no quarter posted on the board for the run down the back. Arden's Choice out of the 1-1. Northern Velocity back on the inside, waiting the passing lane. Sims Delight the widest, homeward bound. Louisiana Belle Midfruit, Sophisticated Lady. Here's Arden's Choice. She lengthens into the hopple strongly and down on the passing lane. Northern Velocity, 100 to go. Bang, it's all over. Arden's Choice is 4 in front. Arden's Choice, emphatic Group 1 victory. Second over Northern Velocity. I say Better Love Me just third in front of Louisiana Belle Midfruit. Then Are You Ready Girl, Sims Delight, Sophisticated Lady, 244.4. 27.6, 29 was the run down the back. Arden's Choice, she was on a beautiful rein down the back, 600 to go. When Mark said go at the 200, she went bang. Arden's Choice, a filly by Pan's Pacific Flight, roars away. Northern Velocity, the favourite, second. Better Love Me, does she get Louisiana Belle Midfruit on the line? Yes, she will for third. Sims Delight to be the fifth down the outside. In a
Official placings, race 6, the Group 1 Woodland Stud Caduceus Club 2-year-old Phillies Classic. 736 521. 736 521. Horse 7, Arden's Choice, paced the 2200 metres in 2:44.43. Mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.2. Last 856.6, the 427.6. The margins, 4 1/4 lengths, 2 1/2 lengths ahead. 736 521 in the Group 1 Woodland Stud Caduceus Club 2-year-old Phillies Classic.
Mark, it's been a race that's been good to you. I think it's win number 5 in it, and we go back to the late 80s as far as wins in it goes for you. But this filly, you were worried about her tonight and her tractability, but you give her a run like that, and that's only going to aid her down the track, isn't it?
Yeah, look, tonight she was no problem, Greg. She handled herself well and never felt like making any mistakes or doing anything silly.
She settled beautifully in the 1-1, and we know she's got that sort of speed. Of course, she's a half the better strike, so the breeding's there. The performance tonight would suggest now she's a Group 1 winner. She's only going to get better, though.
Yeah, I think so, Greg. Like, she feels like she's got a lot of bottom to her, and you know, she could probably now she could probably run up to 2600 and see it out good.
The late Noreen Stuyven's breed, of course, son John here tonight. This will give the family a lot of satisfaction having this breed already at home.
Oh, yeah, sure. And I'm sure Noreen was looking down, cheering us on too.
Congratulations to you, Mark. Another Group 1 at the park. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.
Greg O'Connell with winning driver Mark Purdon. Arden's Choice back at the head of the field, raced by JR and Mrs. J.A. Stuyven, along with Ellie and Mrs. L.J. Rose VR. Congratulations to you. Win 2 at start 6, and more importantly, a Group 1 victory for your Pan-Pacific Flight Brown 2-year-old filly out of Winter Rose, bred by the estate of Mrs. N.M. Stuyven. Mark Purdon, Natalie Rasmussen, trained at Rolleston, and Mark Purdon, too strong. Andrew Grierson down there, part of the victory celebrations with the Woodland Stud. Auckland Trotting Club director Peter Smith also in attendance. 3. Northern Velocity, a Mark 3 Bay 2-year-old filly out of Northern Franco, second, raced by Mrs. C.M. Rasmussen along with T.L. Titcomb. Mark Purdon, Natalie Rasmussen, trained at Rolleston. Natalie Rasmussen, and 6 Better Love Me for third. Better's Delight, Gentle Audrey, brown 2-year-old filly for the Howletts BJ, Mrs. Ellie and JR. Brent Mangos, the trainer driver, out of Pukekohe. Number 7, Arden's Choice at $3.60 and $1.70, $3.60, $1.70. 3 Northern Velocity, $1.30, $1.30, and 6 Better Love Me, no third. Quinella, $1.90, $1.90. Trifecta, $40.30, $40.30. And the first 4, $94.20, $94.20. We go down to a Michael Guerin for the official presentation, ladies and gentlemen. And as we welcome Michael back to the microphone, certainly takes a high-class filly, Michael, to deal to a Group 1 like that.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. As you said, she is bred to be good, of course. A half to the former Victoria Cup winner and New Zealand Cup runner-up in Better's Strike already at just the age of 2. Start number 7, Arden's Choice, has her broodmare career set in stone. It's a very South Island presentation for after the first Group 1 for the evening. It's my great pleasure to welcome forward from the Board of Directors of the Auckland Trotting Club, Mr. Peter Smith, to start the presentation. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, Michael. Gives me great pleasure to congratulate the winners of the Caduceus Club 2-year-old Fillies Classic, John Stuyven and his partners, the Rosiers. Wonderful victory by this obviously very, very talented horse. Only top fillies win this race, so this filly can expect many group wins in front of her. I've also got to thank the Woodland Stud and Caduceus Club for sponsoring this race, and to introduce Gary Williams from the Caduceus Club and Andrew Grierson from Woodland Stud. Both the Caduceus Club and Woodland Stud have been wonderful sponsors of racing at Alexandra Park over the years, and they have maintained the faith with the Woodland Stud Caduceus Club Classic. So without further ado, I'd like Andrew and Gary to come forward and introduce present the trophy to the winning connections.
Thanks, Peter. On behalf of Charlie Roberts and myself, it's a real privilege to be the sponsors of this race together with the Caduceus Club. It's a really important fillies race. And as you're right, only good fillies win it, and I think this filly is going to be one of those. Fantastic job with the training and driving by Mark Purdon and Natalie, and it really did just take the rest of the field apart. So without further ado, I'd like to bring the boys and girls from the deep south, Tapanui. Two of the owners, this is the first horse they've ever owned, and it's a Group 1 winner. John and Arden Lodge, they've had quite a few over the years, but everyone you savour, thank you.
Oh, otherwise you would. Yeah.
Oh, look, you know, I just don't do the photograph as well. I don't do the warm and fuzzies.
Just on behalf of our team from the Deep South, thank you very much to Woodlands for sponsoring the race, Alexandra Park for putting the race on over the years. We know it's a very, very important race for juveniles. All stars to all the team there, and Mark for driving tonight. It was a picture-perfect drive, so thank you very much to all.
And I believe a touch of irony in the comment, picture perfect, because John Stiven's actually growing that beard because he is a movie star at the moment. He's starring in a movie in Tapanui, which I'm not making that up because surely I couldn't. So well done to you, John, with the new career and the new trophy after the success in the Caduceus Club Classic. Next up, it's the 7th on the card, one of the bets of the night here. If you're not having many bets this evening, you're joining us more for the social side of things. Race 7, number 7, Willow, a very good bet in the next on the card, presently $2 with the fixed odds of the bookmakers. And after that, the big one for the night, the Taylor Mile, is race 8, counting down to more Group 1 glory. Shortly, the horses in the front parade ring for the 7th on the card, and then welcomed onto the track with the voice of Alexandra Park, Aaron White.
Thank you, Michael. After the first leg of pick 6 going the way of Arden's Choice, 25,508.94 live in pick 6, 25,508.94 live units remaining in pick 6.
Oh, he's a class act, this dog. What's he run? 29.91. It's his personal best by 1/100th of a second. Run home 11.53. Ange Vella has held 4th here ahead of Chick the Mail, by the way. But he was dying on his run, Ange Vella. It wasn't the best Ange Vella, that's for sure. But Corborn Crouch, have a look here. From the hop, he was clearly beaten by the 2 from the hop. He goes slightly down on his nose. There's plenty of room. His acceleration is breathtaking, and he just whooshed on by the 2 and the 1. He's not running past poor dogs here. It's an Auckland Cup winner running second. Clearly not an Auckland Cup winner at his best, it's got to be said, but even so, Corborn Crouch does it in great style here. Stu Barber leading him back at the head of the field. Third win tonight for Matt Roberts. Win 17, start 27 for this dog, and he's won 8 from 10 on the track and never been out of the money. 5.02, 18.38 the midsection. Gee, that's quick. 11.53 the run home for a 29.91. 4 3/4 lengths, 3/4 of a length, 1 3/4 lengths. Elizabeth, the more I see of this dog, the more I like him. Corborn Crouch takes out the 9th.
Yeah, he's been quite brilliant there, hasn't he, Corborn Crouch? And I've got to say, nice jumping there. You found us the winner, Mark, with Corborn Crouch. He wasn't the quickest away, but once he's found the front, he's been very impressive. Angela Auckland Cup winner has finished in 4th. Hopefully everything all right with him. He's just sort of faded there. Late favourites are Danny in 2nd and 6. Graded Jack there in race number 9. Here's that result. Number 3, Corborn Crouch closed off at 381.60. Number 5, Ritz Danny 240 and 6. Graded Jack 360. 3-5 Quinella pays 24.50. The trifecta 356 $502. And the first 4, 3562, $1,233.30. Treble 343, $86.10. So that was our race number 9 there at Hattrick. The 10th time to go at 8.39. One of my favourite greyhounds in Alpaca comes up with box 1. On start time now for the last at Wagga Harness, met in code 18, race number 8. The favourite here is number 3, Velastro. In great form at the moment, Alan Hull has it on top. He's gone 3 to beat 5, 1 and 7. We can join him now for the last.
The 2nd of May, of course, we've got the big Wagga Wagga Gold Cup Galloping Carnival. They race on Tuesday with a prelude for the Guineas, and then on the 30th of April it's Town Plate Day, and of course the Wagga Gold Cup on Friday the 1st of May. Big harness race meeting coming up at Coolamon, which is about 30 kilometres as the crow flies from Wagga. They've got the trotters, but not enough trotting races to completely have a trotters day on Sunday, so it's a program of trotting and pacing out at Coolamon on Sunday afternoon in the southwestern Riverina. So far today we've got Corey Bell with a double. Rossa Rentz, Trevor White, Michael Hewitt, Paul Phillips and Ellen Bartley have all reigned in winners, and as they get set for the last, $2.60 fixed odds for number 3 Velastro, $3.30 the Paramutual. Number 7 is at $4.20 Modern Dancer, and it's a little shorter, $4.20 on fixed odds, a little shorter on the Paramutual at $3.70. And as we said earlier on, 3 into 7 into 3, most punters knocked out of the quaddie by Rocky Floyd at about $38 in the first leg. We're about to run the last out of what's been a wet old Wagga Wagga today, but the rural community are lapping it up. We badly need the rain, and they're about to go in the last of the day over the 17.55. The Mobile brings them into the lane. The green light twinkles and we're off and away. Nice level start. Hard to hear on the outside. Began as well as any other runner, and just as dangerous a noted front runners going forward. The favourite Velastro is going to be 3 bikes wide into the first corner. She's a Jackson pushed out hard from 1 but couldn't hold them at bay. Now drops onto the leaders back 3rd and 9.1 the established time as Sonovskis is about to take Velastro to a clear lead, but he's had to work pretty hard to get around just as dangerous. They were being followed then as they moved into the field. Back up along the outside of those is Peking Duck going forward quickly. Just as dangerous, the second horse galloped and broke there, and he might cause a bit of a kerfuffle as he drops back through the field, and Peking Duck went to a clear second. Now Modern Dancer and Home 3 quickly going up and around the outside. Hard to hear as further back in the field as Just as Dangerous got down again. Modern Dancer's further back in the pack, about 7th or 8th now, and well back in the field is Harry's Flight being followed by Classy Man and Glenburn Addy. They've absolutely burnt. If that time's correct, it's unbelievable. 28 and 5, first quarter of the last mile, so they're flying, and Velastro brings them down to the judge and gets the chimes of the bell. The Duck, Peking Duck, goes up to sit 2nd on the outside. She's a Jackson 3rd. Home 3 is 4th, and then Just as Dangerous, hard to hear. Modern Dancers on a 3-wide run from Harry's Flight, Classy Man and Glenburn Addy. Second splits 31 and 8, so they've tapered it off just a shade, and as they run to the back on the final occasion, Velastro, the favourite, is the leader, and he's in front to Peking Duck, who's looking at him. Now Home 3 starting to move around the outside, and so too his stablemate moving up, Modern Dancer. They're being followed further back in the field by She's a Jackson, and the next one then, Classy Man trying to get going, and further back, hard to hear, strung up between traffic from Just as Dangerous and Harry's Flight, and well back was Glenburn Addy. They've raced up to the apex of the home corner, and Velastro is still the leader, but there are challenges coming. Modern Dancer particularly is striding into it boldly. Peking Duck's in the middle, and further back then behind those paces then was Home 3 3, but halfway down the lane, the Hewitt stable may well fight out the last of the night. They will, and it is Home 3 who's going home a little bit the better and looks to have done the job from Modern Dancer, and wider out on the track then we had Harry's Flight, who was running on well late. They were being followed in by Hard to Hear and Velastro. Well back was Shizza Jackson, followed by Classy Man and Glenn Burnaddy, and the last two across the line are just as dangerous, and back with it was Peking Duck. Number 8, Home 3, has won the last of the day and has beaten number 7. The Hewitt runners have Quinella the final event. Number 7, Modern Dancer, will run the second, and the third will go to number 9, Harry's Flight. So it's a Hewitt Quinella in the last of the day. Home 3, number 8, at upwards of $6.70 and $2.40 a place, beats 7, Modern Dancer, at $1.60.
Number 8, Home 3, too good there in the last on the program at Wagga. That result won't be too far away, but meanwhile we're taking you back now to Alexandra Park for race number 7, where we're 7 minutes out from her start. And number 7, Willow, is the short-priced favourite, $1.90 and $1.08 on final field, $1.60 and money back on the tote. Greg O'Connor, as we come back to you before the 7th here, I've just got to say, what an impressive win there in the previous by Arden's Choice.
It certainly was, Liz, but you give a filly of that quality the best possible run with her speed, and she's only developing the racing game now, Craig Thompson, and being held up in the trail, an over-racing Northern Velocity meant that when she sprinted quickly, she was off and gone, Arden's Choice.
Well, she was. She had the momentum up at the 200-metre mark, while the favourite was trying to clear a pocket and also didn't really want to go down to the passing lane, was giving Natalie a pretty awkward drive. In the end, I don't think it would have mattered. I think she's won quite easily, Arden's Choice. Progressive type, as you mentioned, by Pan Pacific, Flight a half to Southland Arden and Better Strike.
Mark won that race with Julie Vance in 1987, and talking to him on the way back, he believes that was the first group race winner he ever drove, and he thinks it wasn't Group 1 back then, which is quite possible. Party and Vesta he's won in that race too, so it's been a good one to him, and tonight Arden's Choice was simply too good. I think the stable will go close to winning this to boot with Willow. Very, very good. We talked a lot about that race, the Breeders' Stakes, and behind Venus Serena. She franked that by beating Boomgate, who's been a winner since again, and racing very well. She's awkwardly drawn here, but she should just about have the wood on these.
She should, on a form behind Venus Serena, which is Group 1 form. Good placing there. Her record at the 1700 never been beaten. 4 starts, 4 wins. Just drawn out enough to be a little bit of a problem, because I know Democrat Party, Fizzy Lizzie, Rock and Ruby will all leave the gate. In particular, barriers 2 and 3 here. I think they may have a decent crack for the front. Would they hand to the favourite? Probably would, but she may have to work overtime to get there. Greg, just quickly, our man's investing again from last week. $50,000 on runner number 7, Willow, here at $1.90.
All right, we've already seen him play a big part. What was the all-up he had in the previous Northern Velocity? So he's missed there.
He's missed there, but they've...
and we are confirming it's a he. I wasn't here in the last couple of weeks, if anyone hasn't noticed.
Well, Michael's convinced it's not a woman, so we'll go down that track that it is a man. And either or, good luck to that punter that's had a decent crack last week and was successful with Zaza and Sky Art. You were away, Greg, and tonight, back again to have a crack with Willow, and hey, I think it's probably on the right one.
Barry was at a bit of a loss, wasn't he, with Ideal Bell? Isn't a month in harness racing a very, very long time? Because she was winning here fresh up on the 13th of March and did it like we thought, she's back better than ever. Yeah. We saw what she was able to do as a very talented 3-year-old filly, and she was at a loss, complete loss. Okay, they found a wee minor problem with her, that's fine. Her workout here last week was not good enough to be winning tonight, though. No, you wouldn't suggest it was. You'd think she may take another run. They found a minor infection with her. She's drawn out barrier 6, and she hasn't got the gate speed to get across the inside 4 or 5, so she's going to need a little bit of luck. Hence why she's at a quote of around about $9, Greg. For a filly that won the Oaks, she would be half that quote had you taken out last start's run. Exactly. Democrat Party, of course, a winner of the Young Guns at 2. Her performance here behind She Don't Love Me, I thought, had plenty of merit at the workouts. They got home in 56 and 28, so the sectionals are very good. And she has the barrier draw to not dominate this race, but get herself into the right spot to be a very good winning chance.
Well, I've seen a lot of races over 1,700 metres at Alexandra Park in the last 10 to 15 years, and you do have to be on the speed. It takes a very good one to come off the speed and win. You need a lot of pressure. I think barrier 2 puts her in the right spot here. I think she'll get off the gate good enough to be in the first 2 or 3 early, and then she's got options. Just listening to what Barry Purdon said to you in your interview just hints that they think that she's at a point in her career now where you want to, she's got larger races coming up in the next month and a half. I think they'll drive her economically is the word I want to use.
Fizzy Lizzie, had a look at her. There's Cully's Delight. Fizzy Lizzie's won 2 of her last 3 and 3 from 10. She's got high speed, but this is another step for her, isn't it?
It is, and saying that, I really like this mare. I think she will progress to better grades and may be a stepping stone tonight. That win last start betting Better Be Amazed. Better Be Amazed is very underrated. She is a filly that I think never been out of the money before her last start. So barrier number 3 tonight, I think she'll go forward. I think she may be your early leader. I think she'll get across Democrat Party. From there, her form leading into tonight is good, and she's the best roughie in the race at $17. I've got her on my top 3.
Rockin' Ruby. Long odds about her, $23. This is a filly that was placed in the Oaks here, of course, and fresh up at Cambridge was really good. Her record at Alexandra Park, strong. It's probably indicative of the quality of not only Willow but Democrat Party, and to the same extent Ideal Bell, that she's been able to lengthen out to that sort of price.
This race is, a lot of these horses are inflated in dividends wise because of Willow's price at $1.80 and Democrat Party at $3. You've only got one other horse that's under double figures in the race. Now Rockin' Ruby, I was massive on her at Cambridge on the workout that she did the week before. It was super. I find with her though, she was always going to dominate that race at Cambridge from in front. I'm not convinced she's going to do that tonight. She's far better when she's down on the marker pegs. You look at all of her runs, a lot of them she's either leading or trailing and coming up the passing lane. She seems to race best when she doesn't have to go round runners. Tonight she may have to do that.
The Fascinator gives Joshua Dickey a chance of another win tonight. He's leading the Stonewall Stud Drivers Challenge on the 5 points. The Fascinator's performances at Addington, okay, she had an economical trip behind Venus Serena. That was at Group 1 level. She went terrific behind Celibate over that mile though, and hit the line strongly, albeit off a pretty handy sort of a run.
Just interesting why Tony's on Snooky, not the Fascinator here. I know he's driven both of them in their last few
Suzanne
starts.
factor.
Yeah, well,
I'll put it down to
I think Suzanne's in part ownership of the Fascinator as well, but I think sole ownership of Snooky may have swayed the Iceman that way. But I thought the Fascinator's in great form. I don't think following Cully's Delight's going to do it any favours, though.
No. All right, that's a good look through the runners in the Green family. Fillies and Mares Mobile, therefore, in one, Craig, the best bet in the race.
Absolute Willow on top. I think even if she had to sit outside them, Greg, I think she can win. So 7 Willow on top to beat Democrat Party. Best roughie 3, Fizzy Lizzie. Let's head upstairs and join Aaron White for race number 7 tonight. Second leg of pick 6. Second favourite took out the first. Aaron, are you with the favourite in race number 7?
No, I'm going to go Democrat Party from the draw. I think she's got the right draw. There's good gate speed inside of Willow here, so I've gone Democrat Party with the draw. The only filly in the race, Zach Butcher, Barry Purdon. Barry looking for 3 on the program tonight. 7 Willow certainly has to be in the mix. Runner-up in the Breeders 2 starts ago. Sire Stakes winner on this track at 3, Natalie Rasmussen, unbeaten in sprint trips from 4 goes. The 4 Rockin' Ruby, super at Cambridge. 6 Ideal Bell. We have to put her in the mix. 2, 7, 4 and 6. I just think Democrat Party's going to get the lovely run over the 1,700. Had it been 2,200, maybe a bit different in my selections.
Thanks for that, Aaron. This race precedes what is the most talked about race in harness racing for the last month, I believe, Craig Thompson, the Waste Management Taylor Mile, and it goes just before 9 o'clock. It's must viewing.
This is a super race. I analyse races for business, Greg, and this is what I do. And I looked at this race upside down for the last 48 hours, and I've come up with 6 different winners. So one of the best Taylor Miles, the Waste Manager Taylor Miles I've seen in a decade. We'll see that at 8:57, but race number 7 is about to go. Here's Aaron White.
Thanks, Craig. Fillies into the back. Good intermediate fillies in Mearsfield here. Set, green light. They're off. The Green Family Fillies and Mares underway. Democrat Party, Fizzy Lizzy, Rockin' Ruby all charge off the machine. Kelly's Delight on the inside will settle down next. There followed Ideal Bell. Snooky's got a nice run through from the second line. The Fascinator the inside. Willow caught 3 wide to the showgrounds turn first time. Chili's Just a Strutter, Marlou back at the end. The run off the gate and 5.8. Fizzy Lizzy around to lead for James Stormont. Ideal Bell on the outside. Democrat Party's come under a nice rain into the trail for Zach Butcher. Ideal Bell pressing for the lead here for a DJB and will find it. Rockin' Ruby now left Park. 1-1 Snooky around Kelly's Delight. Then Chili's Just a Strutter. 29.7 the opening quarter. There followed by the Fascinator. Willow comes forward as that move happened. Snooky came out in front of it for the Iceman. And Marlou's back last. Stables corner there, one and only time, and Ideal Bell leads by a length. Snooky on the outside and back on the inside to Fizzy Lizzy. Rockin' Ruby 1-1. Willow's had no luck in running. She comes forward out 3 now for Natalie. Back on the inside, Democrat Party being tracked up by Kelly's Delight. Then Chili's Just a Strutter, the Fascinator, and Marlou 31 and 5 the second quarter. Ideal Bell and David Butcher with Willow to her wheel the outside. Fizzy Lizzy trailing. 1-1 is Snooky. Democrat Party all dressed up, nowhere to go. 3 back on the inside. Then Rockin' Ruby around Kelly's Delight. Chili's Just a Strutter, the Speed Series winner, the Fascinator tucked away second last on the inside. Marlou last. 400 to go, third quarter in 29.2. Ideal Bell to the corner rover. Willow, Fizzy Lizzy, Snooky. Democrat Party's looking for a way out on the inside. Then Rockin' Ruby homeward bound. Ideal Bell, Willow right there. Fizzy Lizzy. Then Snooky, Democrat Party. Ideal Bell, Willow goes to her strongly. Democrat Party runs up nicely in behind, but Willow strikes the front. Oh, this has been a good tough win, and Willow remains unbeaten in sprint trips. Natalie Rasmussen, well, she had to do all the work in the race, and she's too good in 2:03.3. Ideal Bell, good to see you back, girl. They were followed Democrat Party. Then came the Fascinator rocking home nicely. Then came Snooky and Rockin' Ruby. Fizzy Lizzy, Kelly's Delight. Chili's Just a Strutter, Marlou towards the tail. 26.9 was the final quarter. Willow 3 wide to the first corner, 3 wide down the home straight, set out parked. Great win by Better's Delight. Mark Purden, Natalie Rasmussen, Natalie doing the driving, too good. Ideal Bell, well, things back on track with her. Then came Democrat Party, and Snooky will run home in for a fourth. For the Green Family Fillies and Mares, Mobile Pace, nice win to Willow.
Official placings, race 7, the Green Family Fillies and Mares, Mobile Pace. 762-1094. 762-1094. Horse 7, Willow, pace the 1700 metres and 203.40. A mile rate of 156.8. Last 856.2, the 426.9. The margins are half length, 1.5 lengths, 1 1/4 lengths. 762-1094, race 7, the Green Family Fillies and Mares, Mobile Pace.
Willow gets her 8th career victory tonight at start 18, raced by WR Feast. Better's Delight. Listen to the Rhythm Bay, 4-year-old mare. Mark Purden, Natalie Rasmussen trained at Rolleston. Natalie Rasmussen back at the head of the field. Second victory on the program for Super Sire, Better's Delight. And, well, she had to do all the work in the running, didn't she, Willow? and proves too strong here after being runner-up in the New Zealand Breeders 2 starts ago. Francis Green along with Pat Gavagan down there, part of the victory celebrations after the Green family fillies and mares. Auckland Trotting Club steward Roger Barnes in attendance. Willow, bred by Lauriston Bloodstock, and as I mentioned, 8th career victory tonight at start 18. Second over, number 6, Ideal Bell, American Ideal Blistering Bell, 4-year-old bay mare for the Auckland Trotting Club 2012 syndicate. Barry Purdon trained at Clevedon, David Butcher. Stablemate 2, Democrat Party 3rd. A Bay American Ideal 3-year-old filly at a Champagne Party. FJ and Mrs. KV Price, the owners. Zach Butcher for Barry Purdon. 7 Willow at $1.70 and $1.70 and $1. 6 Ideal Bell at $1.90, $1.90 and 2 Democrat Party, $1.40, $1.40. Quinella $5.60, $5.60. Trifecta $18 even, $18. First 4 $91, $91. 7 and 7 in the double, $7.60, $7.60. Concession 7 and 6 at $5.70, $5.70. Treble 2 7 7. $12.70, $12.70, 10,164.52, live and pick 6.